Well, that's not a very good picture, but whatevs. Oops, that's not. Let's go to sure.
Hi, Cat.
Hi, Cat.
Ryan looks serious.
So serious.
I was typing. Also, I think I look dashing.
I'm going to test some things out on the microphone right now.
He's got the Dwight hair going on. Oh, I don't know who that is. I don't watch Office if that's from Office.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
3, 4, 5, 6. Needs a mustard color shirt.
Oh, that sounds much better. Much better.
Sinner? Oh, because I haven't watched The Office? Oh, no. I also have never played a Zelda game. I've never played a Metal Gear Solid game. Come at me. I don't give a shit.
My goodness. What will we do with you? The hell, I don't want to log into stream. Get that shit out of here. Hi, everybody.
Get that crap out of here.
It's been that kind of a week.
Oh, man. Twa wants in.
What do you mean? Once in?
I'm in a Discord chat, and Sir George was like, "Is OCX streaming tonight?" And I'm like, "Yes." And Twa's like, "Let me in."
Ooh.
All the way out from California. Not like anyone else from California wants to be on our stream.
To Twa or not to Twa? That is the question.
Let me actually respond to him and tell him Coach is actually thinking about it. And see if he's still serious.
I forgot to bring my flags. I'm pissed. I thought I brought everything. I'm streaming in my office or one of my offices, because the back of the store just wasn't cutting it. It's just...
Sure.
I think I'll get a lot better sound quality in here as well. So next week, this will all be decorated, so don't worry. It'll look better.
Found a new beer.
Well,
Well,
hope it's not Busch Light.
No.
Because fuck them. Ooh, what is that? Voodoo Ranger. Okay, that's good beer.
Juicifer.
Oh. Yes, Tommy, I have your package right here. I'm very, very interested to find out what's in this. So I didn't open it. I have no idea what's in it. So, oh boy. Oh boy.
Coach, we are T-minus. I have to count. 1, 2, 3 weeks away from Worlds.
3 weeks. I cannot tell you how much shit I have to get done in 3 weeks. it's like long. It is a long list, and not like simple to do check off stuff. Like I've basically got to sign a $500,000 contract to become an owner of 2 movie theaters.
Oh yeah, you were doing that thing, yeah.
Yeah, basically because my leasee bailed on me, and I have a collective $3 million worth of building there that I don't know what to do with. So I get to become a movie theater owner. Woohoo!
Whee! Oh man, you get to be part of all the, Wait, so are you taking over for standalone movie theaters, or are you taking over part of like a franchise locations?
No, there's standalone. There's
Okay.
no. It's not AMC or Cinemark or whatever.
Okay.
It's two very very small market movie theaters.
Ah.
So Eli, it's Orange City and Sheldon. Oh, and don't print that yet. You're a part of the media, so don't be printing that yet. I will let you know when you can print that. The ink is not dry on the contracts yet, so
Yeah, it's totally not like we're live on YouTube or anything.
yeah. Don't do that. all 12 people watching.
Speaking of people watching, let's get more people.
Fuck it, I don't care. Twa can come on.
He hasn't responded. He's losing his opportunity.
Oh,
I'm gonna say I'll actually give him the yes.
has he ever been on?
Nope.
Ooh, virgin. Inspiration for a Gurry paint job. You know, there has been a lot of awesome Star Viper paint jobs out there. Like,
and mods.
Yeah, and mods. Boy, that's tough, man.
So let's go outside the box, right? Like we've had a lot of people do crazy, intricate butterfly looking things,
Yeah, I was gonna
dragonfly
say,
things.
it's so insect-like that you want to do it.
What if? Let's see. So what are the current pilots? What can we take as inspiration off of that?
You know, and
you know what's really surprising? I don't think I've ever seen a Star Viper with its color scheme or look inspired by Prince Zizor's own outfit.
Well, the Black Sun? No, he's not Black
Not just
Sun.
Black Sun, like his actual outfit that he commonly
like,
wears. That like I think like the purple,
green and
the
purple,
yellow,
and
yeah.
That would be kind of cool.
I've never seen that, and if anyone can, let me see Prince.
You know, it would be super tough to do, but if you could do it like the Doppler effect, just have it be like mesmerizing, or just like that, like the black and white swirl that's like super, like whenever you look at it you get a headache kind of a thing. That would be, I mean, it would be really hard to do, but that would be kind of trippy.
Kaleidoscope.
Oh, a kaleidoscope would be cool. Oh, a painted glass window or something like that.
Oh, stained glass window style.
Stained glass window. There you go. That would be cool. I mean, that might be on like Luke Carrington radar, but I mean, always give it a shot.
Yeah, it's just inspiration anyway, so it's not like you can't just take parts of it.
You know, ever since Chris Allen at frickin' Gen Con, he went around to everybody when we first met up and he just pushed the hair back, like to see how far the Widow's Peak went. Ever since then, I've been like, fuck. Like, I'm always fucking doing this now. And I'm like, fuck it, I got a Widow's Peak, deal with it.
I mean, I don't have Widow's Peak, but I know it's going back.
Yeah. Mine is too. Almost 40. I'm 40. I'm a man.
Almost 30.
Almost 30. I think a stained glass window would look really tight.
Yeah, I'd have to look at a Star Viper to see like if you can frame it on the edges, like a stained glass frame, and then inside the frames on the wings could do that.
Yeah, that would look really cool. I think that would be neat to see. I don't know. It's really hard to beat the Adepticon guy that had like the dragon. He just modded 15 Vipers together to look like a freaking flying dragon.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was so cool.
By the way.
So cool. We're getting a ton of Epic news, dude.
Yeah.
I don't have a street date for it yet. It seems like I should have a street date.
We should get it before Worlds, because they have Epic events at Worlds.
Right?
So, and that's why. So,
Epic, are they going to pull? It's available very first at Worlds.
Maybe.
I could see them doing that.
Could you imagine trying to take that shit home if you flew, though? Ryan's mic has robotic sound. You sound like a robot, Tommy, because you can't speak. You quiet. Robots can't talk. They only say Roger, Roger.
It does sound a little robotic, but not too bad. Oh, yeah, there you go. That was good. Yeah, I'm gonna go with probably that. All right, Twa, you got like 2 minutes.
Yeah, right. The hell, Twa. This is his like almost literally one opportunity.
It's never gonna happen again. Never.
Where is
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing. This is going to be rough because this ice is almost already gone. Not the pinnacle of punctuality. Oh, I can see that. I can see that. Das Greco. I don't think I've ever seen him in the chat before.
I don't think so either.
Or at least not very much.
Unless it's under a different name.
Das Greco. Welcome to the OCX Radio live TV YouTube streaming show.
Nope. But we
met at Adepticon. Okay, cool.
Cool.
Adepticon. Oh my god, that feels like so long ago. So long ago.
I mean, that was March.
True.
I'm gonna have to pull up these Epic articles. Because I did not dive super deep through these ones, so it'd be kind of surprising for me too.
I did my Passover and saw the cool art and stuff like that, but I did not have any time to really get into it. But.
So it's both articles in the captain's chair and delivering hope, right? That we have to go through.
Oh, Das Greco's the one that made the Blue Viper. How convenient is that? Oh, good work, dude. Good work. That's
kind of crazy.
Fucking crazy good stuff. That was awesome.
I guess I'll have the Raider one open just in case we need to reference that.
Padres going to Adepticon. That's a little ways out, buddy. But I guess it never hurts to get permission sooner than later, huh? I don't know if I'm going to make Adepticon again this year.
Yeah, I remember you were kind of...
I can't do Adepticon, Gen Con, and Worlds. So 2 out of the 3 I think I'm good for.
Guess I should familiarize myself.
Maybe. We'll see how good the next year is going to be. But
all right, movement. To perform a speed 2 bank, Imperial Raider positions maneuver tool by sliding its hook underneath the opening of the... Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. So it does drift. It does drift a bit.
I watched the video on it. So what's the deal with our editor? Like, is he just...
I don't know. Our last week's episode, I felt like actually had some solid content too.
Like, we haven't had the last 3 episodes put out yet, have we?
They put the Canada one out.
I think. Did he?
Podbean, what do you say?
You gonna hit up any Epic side events? I'd like to do the Epic side events. I'm all in on Epic, man.
Yeah. Canada's in there.
Okay. All right.
Hi, Cat.
Hi, Cat. What, she done with stripping pole now, or what?
Who knows? Coach. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think side event wise, I don't yet know if all the alt art cards besides like the higher top tier ones in placing are going to be available at the prize wall. Because I'd sure like to leave Worlds with 7 Trade Federation drones.
Wow.
So I'll be kind of farming for tickets to acquire some of those.
That would be impressive. All right, well, let's get this shoe on the road.
No response from Twa.
No Twa. What the fuck is Chico doing tonight?
I don't know. He saw the link.
I know he did. Well, I'm on, so he's not going to be on. So
Who can we surprise that I think might actually? Whatever. Well,
Somebody who hasn't been on the show.
Yeah.
But then they got to get the light stream thing, and I don't know. See, that's the shitty part about this. Is the whole
Hangouts
thing.
was so much easier. Why?
I don't get it. I don't understand it. It was dumb. It was super dumb. I don't.
Yeah, our life would be so much easier if we just still had that.
Yeah. What's this mixed thing I keep hearing about? Is that a new streaming platform?
Oh, Mixer?
Yeah. Oh, Mixer, yeah.
Yeah, that's hosted like it's an Xbox or Microsoft related thing.
Oh,
so
I got you.
It was one of the first times like a premier streaming service, to my knowledge, like paid a well-known streamer, Ninja, who I've only heard of. I don't watch, but apparently he's a Fortnite dude and some other stuff.
Yeah, he's huge.
They paid him to switch off of Twitch onto Mixer.
Freaked out on me. Oh, that was weird.
Yeah, you kind of froze for a sec, but yeah. I assume the audience heard all of us.
All right, let's do this. Start this, baby. I want to open this T-shirt up. I'm really interested to see what's in here. So, All right, 216. Let's do my little time card. Time. Cue card. And take one. Good morning, X-Wing! Hey, this is not a test. This is OCX Radio. Time to rocket from the Delta Pilot to the 4BZ. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the OCX Radio podcast, broadcasting live from beautiful downtown Ore City, Iowa. My name is Aaron the Coach Kroll, and joining me today is none other than OCX Ace of Legend, Ryan on Topsky.
It's going to be an epic night.
Epic!
Epic. Echo, epic. Say that really quick a lot, back and forth. Epic. I can't even start that.
Echo. Nope. Can't do it. Can't do it. Well, that's it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we got. Just the two of us. Just that's all you need. The knowledge and the looks.
The two of us. Hey, wait a minute. I feel like I did a good job shaving for those who aren't watching.
If you haven't noticed, Topsky got a whole new look. He's rocking the short beard, the coot cut, or the haircut. I love it.
I've been told people can, and I'm really happy about this because I've been dieting for a long time this year. People can tell the weight loss from me shaving the beard and seeing more of my face. So, yay! My
You look good. You look good. I like the look. You were getting a little caveman-ish going on there. It was getting a little out of hand, but
trust me, you weren't the only one who told me that. Certain, significant others were giving you the hints, huh? Well, she always says, she's like, "Oh no, you do whatever you want." I'm like, "But you'll suggest oh yeah, you should probably." So I went much shorter than normal, and she kind of looked at me like, "Whoa, that's you look way too young now." And then I waited a day, and I asked her, and I said, "So, do you like it more like this or like the more?" And she's like, I like it like this. I like
it like that.
Yeah.
Is she scratching it a lot more? Just kind of like.
Well, it's funny because when you go downward, it's like, oh, it's so soft. And I'm like, go up, it's so rough. So she did. She did that for a bit, just for her own amusement.
Did you get your leg going?
No. She's got a cat for that.
She's got a cat for that. So yeah, we got some news. We got some epic stuff to talk about. It's going to be pretty much all epic tonight. I'm excited. It's 3 weeks till Worlds. Oh my goodness, it's 3 weeks.
And they have epic side events.
So that can give us only one clue that either A, it's going to be like that one week release before Worlds, or it's going to be a Worlds exclusive, which I'm going to go with the latter on that one.
I wouldn't be too surprised. Again, though, I'm moderately concerned about the people who would have to buy it and then fly back home.
Yeah, exactly. Because if they're going to go all out, that's the ships. And I don't think the boxes are going to be too bad, the conversion kits.
No, it's probably not.
What, one conversion kit, and then they have the multiplayer co-op campaign box.
Oh yeah, there's the huge ship conversion kit, but then there's the Epic Battles multiplayer expansion,
Yep,
which will come to a total of 55 plus tax.
that's not bad.
No, for
I'm
people who already have Epic ships, it's pretty solid.
yeah,
Especially, I don't think they technically have had like a full true article on the Epic Battles expansion. They've had some teasers to it. I mean, hey, other than just like let's kill each other a whole bunch, like the
yeah,
idea of Epic was going to be more objective based and cool missions.
and I'm excited for that. I am. I don't know if I'm burnt out on the whole set up, go at each other, kill each other till there's 0 points. But I really want another option, and I really think this is going to be great. It's I like the fact that you can play it on a 3x3 mat.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think
I definitely hope it's well received and that it can blossom into maybe not using epic ships, but open up the doors for mission and objective based competitive play.
yeah, yeah, especially because we have all these ships. We've amassed all kinds of ships. So we want to play with all the toys, boys. And I think this is going to be a great way to do that. But before we get any more into Epic, I have an Epic package that was sent to me by one young Tommy Adams. It's a T-shirt. I have not opened it yet, so this is a.
Do you think it's a T-shirt?
I think it feels like a T-shirt. I'm gonna go with T-shirt. He said T-shirt, so this will be interesting.
For people who are listening later, shame on you for not watching live.
Yeah.
You get to deal with us talking about what we see.
What the fuck? Jesus, Tommy. All right, here it is.
Raise it up a little. Oh, jeez.
Mayo King. It says Mayo King on it.
It's got a really happy mayonnaise jar with a crown on it. Is there a back to it?
No,
Okay.
It's just straight up Mayo King.
So you have to commit a day that's worn at Worlds at this point.
All right. Wow, that is fantastic.
It's an actual comic on Facebook, apparently.
It is?
It's where it's from, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'll have to like pin a sock on the back of it or something like that for Worlds. Oh, Tommy. Oh, that's awesome.
No, when you pack your clothes, that shirt has to go in a sock.
I will roll it up really tight.
Yep.
Oh shit! Thank you, Tommy. That's awesome. For those of you who don't get the joke, I can't.
Man.
If you want to deep dive back into the very dark and gloomy archives of OCX Radio, I think it's episode 5 or 6, or maybe it's later. It's got Aaron Bonner on it. It's at least one of the first 20 episodes we've ever done. It's got Aaron Bonner on it, and he tells one of the most colorful and disgusting stories I've ever heard in my entire life. So it's fantastic. I'm not going to ruin it by retelling it because I couldn't do it justice. It's too good to hear it come out of him. So, and you'll probably hear some new voices on that show that you've never heard on here before. So.
Mm-hmm. Into the archives you go. Only laughter will you find.
Man, that's gonna be rough, guys. Not gonna lie. Oh, thank you, Tommy. That's great. I'm probably gonna wear that this weekend just for shits and giggles. I will definitely wear it. I wonder what day I should wear it on Worlds. I think I have permission to stay the entire weekend. Because I got to go on Wednesday for the LCQ, and I probably should drive back for Thursday and half of Friday, then come back up for the weekend. But like I told my wife I was going to do that. She's like, "Why? Why would you do that?" And I'm like, "Oh, yes, that's the answer."
You're like, "Sure, it makes total sense." I know.
Economically, I get you, dear. I'm just going to have to stay up there. So I will have plenty of days to wear that. I'm not sure. Screw it. I might wear it the first day. Wear it Wednesday. All right. We'll see if it brings me luck. We'll see if
Good way to test the shirt.
we can test it out. And if I make day 2, then I probably won't take it off. Oh, hey,
Yeah, you'll just call the Shadowport Hunter list the Mayo Kings.
it's the Mayo. It's OCX blue. I love it, man. It's great. That's perfect. Also, I am ditching the gourd rule for tonight, if you haven't noticed, because I don't care, and it's been a really long month. So
what is your drink? What's the mix?
This is Seagram's Cloudy. It's about, the nice thing about these cups is they give you the liters. So you go about 14 ounces of whiskey, and then another 14 ounces of water, and then 4 ounces of Coke. That's a OCX Seagram's Cloudy.
I was going to comment, it is very funny that you're drinking such an alcoholic drink in a health cup.
I know. Orange City Health Systems, brought to you by Orange City Health Systems.
Yep.
Not officially.
Stay healthy responsibly.
They make the best drink cups. It's and they're free if you go get a surgery or something like that.
Oh, cool.
So, but it should be a good episode. I'm already turning the shade of red as my shirt, so this wasn't an accident. I wore my red Star Wars shirt tonight. I knew it was coming. And thank you, Patrick Patchwork, for reminding all of our new listeners of the glorious work you did with my hands to face montage. That I forgot that thing existed for a while. So
I watched that while you were updating your computer.
It's always a nice walk down memory lane, right? It's like it had everybody on it, and it spanned about a year and a half, I think, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to see that the first images of me in before the store was even the store, and it's in this tiny little closet with my blue plastic shit hiding all the crap behind there. That was a fun time. But back to the show and the content. So we've had some articles come out, and mostly dealing with Epic, which duh, because that is the new thing coming out. And we didn't get. I was kind of hoping it would be. I was hoping at Gen Con we were either going to get Wave 5 or we were going to get the Epic. But we didn't get either one of those. So now Epic is on the horizons. Let's see.
Wave 5 is scaring everybody.
Yeah. Oh, boy. That's not what I wanted. Let's see if I have an update on when Wave 5 is coming out. You know what? I'm not going to do it now. I'll do it at the break.
Good time.
Yeah. Because I just went on Fantasy Flight Games. It's got pre-order Epic now. And usually when they have the pre-order stuff on the website, I usually have a street date. So that's what sparked my interest right there. So if we're going to go all the way back, and I don't think we're going to do all the newer news articles about it, but
yeah. I have the Raider, the Tantive, and the Captain's Chair articles. Just those three for now. So I think the only other one is the announcement ones.
The Raider came out a while ago, right?
It did. That was date timestamp. Where is it? August 7th. We're talking after Adepticon or Gen Con.
Yeah. So that one was interesting.
It's a very short article.
Super short.
It really just has a picture of the ship, a small spread, and a picture of the First Order version and the Imperial version.
Mm-hmm.
Not too much else about it.
The Delivering Hope article went way more into cards and dial. I mean, the one thing is we got to see the dial for the Raider or the CR90, which is Very interesting. And
Yeah,
I point out very interesting because it has a 5 straight.
sure. It's red.
It's
Hey, man, like a third of that ship is engine.
yeah. Oh, it's a blockade runner for a reason. I
Hmm.
get that. But how long in like measurements is the base alone?
I don't know. They came up with new bases for this, I think.
Now I know on
It
the
looks
template.
like
I know on the template it's not like a 5 straight like it is an X-wing. Right?
it,
It's not like you put a 5 straight in the block in front and just go at it.
no, they use their well, I don't know, because from their article in the captain's chair, they discuss how the bank maneuvers work.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if that really means the straights still use that maneuver template
You know what?
or use
I wonder if it
the
is.
regular ones. They've only shown how banking works in this.
Now I know they did do it on the video, and I think there's still like the line that you line it up with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you put the template at the end or the front of the ship and then you just pick the whole thing up and you go 5 straight. I think it's still sliding along the base.
Okay, following some of the ship
Yeah.
lines.
It's still like kind of the old one, but still 5 straight with that is gonna go a long ways,
Mm-hmm.
which is cool. I love it. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that'll probably make like this might be the only epic ship that gets a 5 straight. I think
Oh,
the bigger deal, like, yeah, it's a 5 straight, but it's red. This got a 4 straight white.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's got a 3 straight blue.
Mm-hmm. And so the interesting ones, and I think this is where the new movement tool comes into play, we have the zero bank.
Yes.
So all it's doing is it stays put and just angles itself.
I was gonna go to that next, and it's just like it you know, and at first I thought it was a reverse maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it, I'm like, is that a reverse? But no, it's a bank. And like
Yep.
you said, all it is it just it pivots
It makes sense
and
for these huge ships, especially
yeah,
on this ship that has side arcs, like only side arcs.
yeah. And that is gonna be interesting because but it also has a turret, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it's side arcs on the base, and I think you can like there's a what they call I think it's hard points or
Oh,
something
that's right.
something like that that will give you options to upgrade stuff with, and you can put a turret on that. And I think then you put a turret indicator on the bottom of the base of the section that it's in,
And
something
you
like
know what?
that.
I love that. I love that like the hard points are different this time around.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with turrets now, you can put it on the front, you can put it on the back. It'll
Seems that way.
be very situational.
Unless it denotes specifically, because I could see how like the front half of the ship has the turret upgrade spot, but the back half, if you look at it, it's like comm dish up there.
Uh-huh.
That's where it gets like sensors or communication relays or something like that is in the back half.
So they're gonna limit it to, you know, just because you could, you know, you're not gonna be able to put a turret in place of the radar dish. So they're gonna have like their specifics where okay, you can only put a turret on the front, like because the thing if with this ship the rear should be exposed.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like you said, it's all engines. Like you can't shoot you can't shoot behind you back there. They do have a bullseye arc, which I find is interesting.
Mm-hmm. It
This one
does
has it on the front.
it does show that it's future proofing any bullseye mechanics on large or huge ships.
Yep, yep. Um, now the I'm wondering how much of the old epic is going to stay with the new epic.
No, I didn't play. I played like one game of like
Oh,
at
really?
my
Okay.
house table epic, so I don't really. I'm not as familiar with what kinds of stuff could carry over.
Because I'm I'm interested mainly to know, and I don't know if I've read it anywhere, but if you still slam into a ship, is it destroyed automatically?
I think they mentioned on stream They don't. It's not that easy. You will take damage, but I think it's either super hard or won't happen to where you just die.
Yeah.
They found that was way too powerful.
Well, especially with the new movement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because with the old movement, it was really hard to bank these guys. Now it's like you're turning a whole 45 degrees or such.
Yep.
So that would be really easy to do. But I hope they don't keep that in there just because that was, I mean, it was fun to just ram into something. Especially if, you just point this thing towards a whole squadron of TIE fighters and just, if they messed up, like, well, they're all gone. I could see where if it's like running into a rock or something like that, instead they take a crit. I could see that.
Let's
But
see. Tommy's kind of helped clarify some stuff in chat because that's what Tommy does. Raider gets a +1 attack dice in the bullseye arc for primary, torpedo and missile. So amp up some serious power there. And then speed of epic ship equals number of crits overlapped ship gets. So if depending on the speed of the dial is the number of crits the ship it goes through gets.
Oh.
So I mean, if it's like low on health, you could still kill it, but it's an actual discernible number.
Now, is that the dial on the epic ship or the dial on the small base ship or whatever ship it is?
Epic ship.
Okay.
So
that's
blockade runner.
Yeah. That's where that five straight comes in.
Granted, I think, and I know Tommy hasn't mentioned it, but I think epic ships, I don't remember what happened. Yeah, I think they do suffer damage. Like it's not a one-way street for that. So.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. And I feel like you actually have to fly the epic ships correctly as well. It might be easier to get at these ships, but at the same time, you turn 45 degrees angle and all of a sudden they called you out on it. Like that could spell bad news for your epic ship.
Yeah, granted, I wonder how much of these epic ships are really going to be, you're going to want to make a concerted effort to do a ton of damage in a single turn, because they all have or seem to have the ability to regen 2 shields per turn, 2 energy per turn, just natively.
That was one of the big. Okay, for one, I'm gonna throw out a big shout out to FFG for the new energy and shield dial or whatever that thing is.
Keep track of that instead of having all those tokens everywhere. That means they can really amp up those numbers. I mean,
it's going to be so nice. It's going to clean up the board so much.
Yeah. Granted, I think they made room for those tokens to make room for damage cards, because there's 20 hull on a Raider.
Yeah.
And there's what's the tantive here? Let me get one of the things up. It is 18 hull.
Yeah. Well, the Raider is 20 hull, 8 shields. And the other new thing, I'm trying to parse this out. I don't think they have the fore and the aft anymore.
No, it's one big card.
It's one big card. So that's going to be very interesting. How are they going to? I mean, it looks like it's just one big ship now.
Yeah.
Because I know there's the center line in there, but that looks like it's more for, reinforce, and it's just like all the other bases where they have that, the space is clearly defined as, the cross in each base. So that's a huge change from 1.0 to 2.0.
Yep.
Now, what I don't okay, never mind. Now when you look at the dial, if you're on the captain's chair, it clearly shows the dial mechanic or the token or whatever, and it's got four spin dials on it. Now,
Oh, it's in case you get to double digits on anything.
see, that's what I was wondering too, but I feel like you're not going to be able to go above your shield limit
I mean, I don't know how
unless.
many. I don't know if they're going to accept mod slots. If there's going to be hard points that just say shield generators, like stuff like that, or energy cells or backup energy cells, and it just just like adding more stats to the other ships in the regular edition of X-wing. Wouldn't doubt that that's available in Epic.
Yeah, because well, originally I thought it was like, oh, the left is the fore and the right is the aft or something like that, but it doesn't look that way. It looks like you could probably seriously ramp up the shield value and the energy value on these things
Hmm.
uh, if they allow it. I mean, I love the reoccurring shield and energy token mechanic. I love that. Where you can regen 2 shields and 2 energy each turn.
Yep.
Now we knew you could regen energy, but the shield value, that's I love that because it's going to keep these guys on the field a lot more. And
Hmm.
that was the problem in 1.0 is like you could effectively want, alpha strike a large bait or an epic ship off the board pretty easily. I mean, if you slotted out your opponent or your force for
Yep.
it. This
And then it's
way,
just like in Epic, why am I bringing Epic ships anyway? And then FFG in the rules of first edition updated to where you like have to bring one.
yeah, very interesting stuff. Like I said, and I think a lot of these are going to be used more as in I don't know. What do you think? You think the epic ships are going to be more for objective, like the campaign system they're going to come out with, or do you think they're going to be a viable, 400 point versus 400 point tournament platform?
I think they'll be pretty viable given the fact that like they have like serious attacks, and as we see, like regenning shields and energy per turn. Um, yeah, like these are 4 dice attacks, which sure, right? I mean, kind of
Hmm.
makes sense, but some of these turrets also get pretty dang crazy too.
Yeah.
Where's
Um,
I think it's probably in the captain's chair one.
the turbo lasers or whatever.
Yeah, something. Oh, so there's a point defense. Yeah, like there's a point defense battery, which is in the captain's chair. You equip this card face. So with side tangent on this one, I like that all these turrets have the capability to, if they get hit, and there's a crit card specifically that tells it to be flipped and the turret's offline. I think it's really
Yes.
cool.
The damage now is the damage deck different for each epic ship?
No, I think it's this. I'm pretty sure it's the same.
You still think they're just going with a broad general um, like this damage deck is for epic ships only. Okay.
I think so. I'm trying to see if I can compare. Like the Raider
The
article doesn't
pictures.
show it.
Yeah, the Raider article doesn't show the damage deck, but for now, let's just assume that they are going to do just okay. This is the epic ship damage
Yeah.
deck,
But like
and
the
you're right. I'm looking at this point defense battery. Oh,
Yeah, like it's indicating that these ships can get an almost infinite number of bonus attacks. So this thing is just like a small turret that's only range 1 to 2, but it's just meant to say, I'm just gonna shoot all the close starfighters that are near me. That's just a lot of attacks. And then
it's
turbo laser battery,
it's like twin laser turret on freaking steroids. You spend 1 energy for a bonus attack, and you can do it 4 times.
like if you thought like turbo laser battery is almost TLT esque for epic ships, because this thing is like single
Oh
turret. It's 3 attack dice at range 3 to 5. So it's I believe, well, it doesn't have the missile icon, so they
nope,
might get the.
they get the range bonus.
I think they get the range bonus,
Yep.
but if it hits at all, it just adds 3 hit results.
It's just
So it's like you better dodge this. Don't even let one through.
well, no, it's a bonus attack. Or yeah, okay, you're right. You're right. It's a bonus attack.
Mm-hmm.
And you can spend 3 energy if the attack hits. Add 3 hit results.
Yeah.
God, that's bonkers crazy. Like if you hit with all 3 and then you just spend 3 energy and add 3 more to it.
It's just 6 damage.
Oh my goodness. Now
Like,
what's interesting is it's got to be on a ship that has energy 5 or higher.
yeah,
So,
it's very. I do like the restriction capability it has.
mhm.
So that allows it to equip it. So I don't think if it's ever under 5 energy, if it just automatically goes offline or not. That would be interesting if that's a mechanic, but
Now see,
I get the feeling it's just a requirement.
I
But
think it's just yeah.
five seems pretty low in comparison to all these others we've seen. We'll have to see what else is in the future for this.
Oh, I'm sure. You know what? I for the future, I think these guys are going to be the big ones. What we're going to start getting is epic ships that aren't on this scale of size. Something tells me I think the Corvette, the Raider, and the Scum one,
Sea Rock.
Sea Rock, are going to be like the big boys. We're going to
Until
get a
we get the equivalent versions in First Order, Resistance,
yes.
Republic, and
Well,
CIS.
they did say that those 3 ships transcend to the other 2 factions. Like the Separatists use the Sea Rock, the First Order uses the Raider, and the Resistance uses the Corvette.
Yeah, that's for now.
Oh,
Who
for now,
knows?
yes, yeah, they're not going to hamstring themselves into just like that's it. That's all we're making.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a lot more of the ships that we're going to see, if we do see more, are going to be more like the transport and the Gazanti, things like that, where
Sure.
they're not as big, but yeah, geez, that freaking turbo laser is not to be messed with.
I mean, Tommy makes a good point. It's really meant to shoot either really slow, low agility ships or just other epic ships, just to pour on damage.
And I was just gonna mention that it's more of probably its capital defense ship. You know, it's to shoot other epic ships.
Yep.
Which, my goodness, man, that's gonna do a lot of damage because they don't have agility. I mean, I know that they have the reinforce,
Mm-hmm.
and you know you're gonna have cards that add maybe an agility here or there. They do get the range bonus,
Yep.
as far as I know, so they're still gonna roll 1 dice, but. You give that thing a calculate or a focus token and a target lock. That turbo laser is going to do some damage.
Mm-hmm.
But and they're supposed to. You know, it's interesting. Yeah, this disabled turret. It's one of the crit cards on the deal. It's a precision shot. Attacker chooses one of your hard point upgrades, and that is not offline, and flip that card. It's very, very interesting. And it's
Mm-hmm.
also interesting because that's not the only bad thing that happens. Like it's also damaged circuitry. So when you recover energy during the end phase, recover 1 fewer to a minimum of 0. Now, what's interesting is you can spend an action to repair this card, and I'm assuming it repairs both bad things. Right? Oh, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Oh,
I
that's
was gonna
interesting.
say.
Because it not only disables your turret, and you flip that card, and I don't know how you get that one back online. I'm assuming there's a damage control team right here. It's a double, or it's like the crew slot,
Mm-hmm.
or what do they call that? The group slot or something like
A
that.
team
Team
specialist.
slot. Team. There you
Yeah.
go. It's before you engage. You may spend 1 or more energy to flip that many of your offline upgrade cards.
You can have that or like on the offline side after you engage. So it's not even activation. Like you have to wait till an engagement. After you engage, you spend 2 energy to flip the card.
Ah.
That's at least with turbo laser battery. That can obviously
Mm-hmm.
change depending on what you're using in the other side of the card.
Wow, that's interesting. That damage control team gives you the reinforce into linked calculate.
A lot of things link into calculate for these huge ships. I think just based on the computer system and the whole bigger ship thing.
Sure, that makes sense. For instance, the comms team. Excuse me, the comms team After you perform a reinforce action, you may spend up to 2 energy to coordinate that many additional ships at range 0 to 1 of the ship you coordinated.
Mm-hmm.
But it also does reinforce or to coordinate into calculate or jam into calculate.
Yep. A lot of these teams are compensating for like you get to do this thing, and then even if you do this thing, you get also calculate. So these teams might cost a solid amount of points.
I'm assuming they're going to be a bunch because you're getting multiple action efficiency plus whatever their ability does.
Yeah, and each epic ship can do 2 actions a turn. So you could effectively get 3 actions by doing the thing, linking to coordinate, or linking to calculate, and then doing your other action.
Mm-hmm. Now, another interesting thing, and I'm looking on the, if you guys are following along at home, it's in the captain's chair page. It's got this engagement value of 0.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they have a, it's interesting to me that they have a initiative skill or initiative value, and it's of 8. So it's moving after everything, which I like because they clarified it. It's like, hey, nothing's moving before this thing, or nothing's moving after this. And but the engagement value is also different.
Yeah, I think that's actually really cool design space. It makes sense for Epic. It's almost it's one of those things where you're like, man, I kind of wish it was a thing in regular X-Wing,
in
but
regular X-Wing. Yeah,
we'll see. But I think it makes a lot of sense to where it's got its own activation initiative and engagement initiative.
yeah. Now, can you imagine if they would have put that in regular X-Wing? Like, oh my goodness.
It would vary up a lot of potential things in design space.
You would have, I mean, you could have movement and then engage as 2 separate things. How many pilots would, I mean, you could have Han at an I-5, but an engagement of 7.
Yep, because Han shoots first.
Yeah, Han always shoots first. You could have Vader as just a straight up 6 and 6 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Soontir could be a 7-4, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I just, and it's always funny because we said this back in the day when 2.0 was rolling around in the rumor mills. We're like, what if they just did that in 1.0 would be fine, and we're gonna start seeing things where it's like, oh, maybe, dang it, this is a really cool mechanic. They probably should have put that in 2.0. Now, it is interesting that they're coming up with these card packs. So you could essentially see this.
You could via a card pack in the future.
Mm-hmm.
They could rewrite.
They could
cards.
You could have Soontir-Fel. I mean, you could have the regular Soontir-Fel at I6, easy. But they could come out with a card that's Soontir-Fel I7, engagement 4 or 5.
Yep.
Now, what would you like to do? Obviously, for me with Soontir-Fel, hell yes, I want to move after everyone. I don't care when I shoot. I just don't want him to get shot.
Mm-hmm.
It could make a big improvement to like Kylo Ren. Like maybe he's still at an I5, but he shoots at I6. He is Han Solo's son. So
unless Leia's equipped and then he shoots at I0.
True that. That just opens up a world of opportunity. That would be so cool.
I guess I'd be curious. Kind of just want to throw this out since we're talking about it to the chat. Do you think that would be a good addition to the standard game of X-Wing, or would you consider that overcomplication and something that, especially if you're trying to teach a new player, would it be straightforward? Would it be easy to follow? I mean, looking at a card, if you just told someone, okay, in your movement phase, you go at this number. And when you shoot, you go at this number. That seems easy to me in my head, but I've had years of this game.
Mm-hmm. I could see where that could be difficult, because that would be confusing. I mean, we're already getting people that move ahead of their own dials or shoot without remembering he's supposed to shoot now. Yes, that would probably complicate it a lot. But again, I think it would add a lot of design space. Not saying you can't have it both ways. I mean, for instance, if you're playing with a new player who's in a tournament and you have one of these new engagement cards, believe me, you're not going to skip that. You're not going to let that opportunity pass.
Mm-hmm.
Now, will they forget? Like, could you take advantage of that? Sure. I mean, do you really want to be that person? I hope not, but it opens up for making judges' lives a lot more hell. But Tommy mentioned the bombardment specialist, and I was reading this one earlier, and this one is just bonkers crazy. So it's another team. While you perform an attack, you may spend 1 calculate token to increase or decrease the range requirement by 1 to a limit of 0 to 5. Now,
including 0.
Including 0. But the great thing is it's target lock linked into calculate,
and that could be one of the actions the ship takes.
That is so awesome.
I feel like having, I don't know, C-3PO crew, if you can equip on there, pretty good, because normally all the C-3PO crews are, hey, when you calculate, get another calculate.
Yep. Yeah, there's no stipulation. It's just a team card. There's no faction into it. But this is like Major Reimer's ability on a ship that could do some serious work at short range, or in range 0 to 1. I mean, that's, whew.
I guess from the weapons we've seen so far, what takes the most advantage?
Now the turbo laser, or the point defense lasers, would that apply to every one of them? Because it says while you perform an attack.
Point defense battery.
That's the one where you get to spend the energy to do bonus attacks.
So I feel like you'd have to trigger bombardment specialist for each one if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's perform an attack, and each of those attacks are separate bonus attacks.
Yeah. Which this where C-3PO comes in, like, holy crap, at least for 2 of those, I'm getting a range decrease.
Mm-hmm.
You spend both calculates, and you're like, that's whatever. I have a target lock. Now for the turbo lasers,
yeah, like you could, if you wanted to, with the turbo laser battery, you could take C-3PO, drop it to range 1, assuming that since this doesn't have the little missile icon on it, you'll get the range 1 bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Do a 4 dice attack, and if one of them hits, spend 3 energy and add 3.
Oh. That's a 7 attack dice shit. Oh, that's not even a 7 attack. That's like a 4 attack and then an automatic 3.
Yeah, 4 attack if 1 hits. Here's 3.
Jeez.
It's like a minimum of 4 if you hit.
That is just... So where am I hiding? What do you mean, where am I hiding?
Doesn't know where you're at right now.
Oh, I'm in a disclosed location. I'm a pretty popular guy these days, so I had to go into my bunker.
Mm-hmm.
No, I am just out of the store. I'm at my office. I've got a little better sound quality here. I don't have random people walking in that distract me. It's been a little better internet quality, the whole shebang, and I have an ice machine here, so that helps, especially for tonight. But let's see.
No, that's a turret. Okay, I was thinking for a second, like, wait a minute. The bullseye arc on a raider adds another die, but it's only for primary missile.
Only for primary only? No turrets.
Primary missile torpedo.
Wah, wah. So what is the primary on this bad boy? Does it even show?
For what? For what
For
ship?
the Corvette.
Oh, it's 4.
It's 4. Okay.
4 side. No
4
front.
sides. No fronts.
Assuming the front is designed to be covered by a turret.
Now, the other nice thing about the Epic coming out is the plastic base is all one base now.
Or it's designed to like, because it doesn't look like it's technically all one base because I don't see it
No, it is.
collapsing together.
It is. It's all just one big piece of plastic.
Oh, there's something underneath it. Okay.
Yep. The base, the template is covering the connecting. They showed it. They showed it on the on the stream.
Okay.
Which it's going to be interesting because I always loved putting my large base ships on Epic pegs,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't work so well with the turret. So now they have the turret. I don't know if they're expanded. I know they had it on the stream, and I can't exactly remember how it looked. But
if you scroll down a bit to the card spread, there are 3 turrets there.
Yeah.
But like those, the holes for them look smaller than the base of the Epic stands, though.
Now,
So I don't know.
Now this is interesting, Ryan, because there are 2 single turrets.
And then one
double. So this leads me to believe that you can put a turret on the rear and a turret on the front.
Looks like it, maybe, yeah. I mean, the one thing that's really crazy about the Corvette is there's a lot of titles for this thing.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, how many famous Corvettes are in the canon right now?
At least according to this article, the Tantive 4, Dodonna's Pride, the Liberator, Thunderstrike, and Janus Light. 3 of those were in Armada. And that was Tantive 5, Dodonna's Pride, and Janus Light were all in Armada.
So let's take a look at the Thunderstrike, which I automatically love just because of the name.
So it's +3 hull, -3 shields, but you add a gunner slot. It's meant to be aggressive, apparently. While you perform a bonus attack, if you have not attacked the defender this round, you may reroll 1 attack dice. So I think this ship is really good to get in there and utilize those point defense turrets for all those bonus attacks and rerolls on everything.
And just shoot at everyone. Don't concentrate on one target because
just pepper spraying everywhere.
You're just pepper spraying everyone. That's fun. And gunner slot. What could you add? Who's a gunner that we know right now?
Well, let's see. This is Rebel
or Resistance.
Well, no, the actual title says Rebel.
Oh, it's Rebel. That's bull.
Which actually, all the titles are Rebel, so that's kind of weird.
That's interesting.
Well, card packs.
Card packs. Save the day.
So gunner slot is you could put in veteran turret gunner for a free bonus attack that you don't have to do by spending energy for. You got Han Solo, who can do initiative 7 shot. So, and they have no bonus attack limit. Bistan would probably be redundant. Agile gunner, hotshot gunner. That's not bad.
That would be a good.
Could you imagine? All right, wait. So when does this thing shoot?
Ooh, what is the engagement on it? Do we see it? It should be on the card. No, those are all titles.
I think it's just on. Oh yeah, I think it's still just engagement 0. Yeah, so you can't really take too much advantage of that.
So you're really only betting. I wonder if that's going to be really interesting when we see what the engagement phases for these babies are.
If it's anything, so if most of these are still 0, it doesn't really matter too much. But it would be interesting if you had 2 epic ships. One of them's Thunderstrike, just going in there, shooting everybody, using the rerolls and Hot Shotgunner to pull tokens off of them. And then another epic ship is shooting from afar, plinking them dead away.
Well, now the engagement phase, that means they're always shooting last, right?
That's what I'm saying. For Hot Shotgunner, you have to have something that shoots at the same time at Initiative 0.
Yeah.
So, but probably doesn't. Oh, well. Tommy did point out a very interesting thing, though. I don't know if it would work. I wonder if they would have ratted that. But
all right, fuck this, Tommy. Okay, you keep going. I'm gonna ratify this whole thing.
Rorik that allows you may choose one ship in your firing arc, and if you do, it engages at Initiative 7 instead. So Rorik could be following Thunderstrike and just start shooting at everybody and stripping tokens away and simple rerolls. I don't know. I get a weird feeling they might do a rules reference on abilities like that not affecting them. I can see how that might break some stuff.
Yeah. That could be interesting. Let's see what I'm trying to do here. So the next one I wanted to look at. So there are, okay, first of all, we've got some it looks like they're trying to go with the commander. Is that what that little diamond shape is? Because you got, okay, so for instance, Jan Dodonna, right?
Yeah.
It's got a crew slot, and then above it, it's got what I can only, and I'm not reading here, but I think it's
Commander's a
leader.
solid one.
I think it's a leader card. That's what it is.
Yeah, because if you go down further, Torn Far is just a crew.
Yeah. So that is interesting. It takes a little bit from Armada.
Mm-hmm.
And it does. And I'm wondering if they're going to be like crazy point wise, like they were in Armada. Because, I mean, for instance, Jan Dodonna. It's friendly ships at range 0 to 3 can spend your focus and evade tokens. Now,
I don't know how many you can really stack up on the ship.
Exactly. Is there somebody that's going to let you just keep them? But still, in a pinch, to be able to use, and 0 to 3 is a long, long ways.
Off that big of a ship, yeah.
Off that big of a ship, to be able to use an evade token to keep like Wedge alive, or keep somebody like nope, I'm gonna steal that evade token. That could be huge.
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended.
Yeah, and I think that's why the title Dodonna's Pride has evade link red coordinate and focus link red coordinate.
Yes. All right, Thomas. There we go. Sick and tired of us having to read you on the damn chat.
I figured that was the case when I got the link.
I mean, if we're going to do this right, we might as well just fucking have straight from the horse's mouth, as the old Iowa saying goes.
Sure.
So, Tommy, is that what it is? It's a leader card, or is that the proper word for it? I'm looking through here.
I haven't looked that up yet. I'm trying to pull up the page right now.
It looks like no matter how helpful.
I always thought of it as commando, but I'm not sure that's accurate or not.
I've seen the words command and leader a few times, so I don't know which one they're going to pick.
Yeah, I'm seeing leader like everywhere. So I'm gonna go with leader. We're gonna just OCX this thing right now and just call it's a leader card.
I'm not sure about Carlist Riken though. I mean, as a leader,
I just pulled that up.
I don't know. I don't really the red action evade. Granted, you can bounce it around, but that's like when destroyed, you can get it. You destroyed, you can get it. So I guess it's like a.
I don't like the fact that after a friendly ship at range 0 to 2 is destroyed, You may choose a friendly ship at range 0 to 2. If you do, it may perform a red action or red evade action.
Yeah. It's
Now-
only one other ship, unless another one dies.
I mean, it's going to. So these guys move. I mean, it's in the engagement phase. So things are dying, right?
No, they generally most of these are moving last.
No, but it's when a ship is destroyed. That's when you get to do this.
Yeah.
So one, you're hamstringing yourself to whoops, that ship did a red maneuver, so he can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're on the reverse side, you're letting your opponent know like, oh, he got a red evade action, which saved him this turn, but boy, did that tell you where he's going next turn.
Yeah.
Into a blue maneuver. Now, I don't know. It seems I don't maybe him on a transport where it's going to be cheap and you have a bunch of just spam ships that you're just jousting and hopefully they miss on one of two of them and this red evade gives them you're going to do a 1 forward anyway. I can see where that helps, but for Rican, it's pretty low on my list.
Yeah, he might be one of the cheaper ones. Granted, you partner with A-Wings, with Snapshot, and just say they're going to get in position and they're going to focus. And if one of them dies, another one that I need to get an evade to live is going to evade as well and have evade focus. Maybe.
Yeah.
I just don't see it too much.
I don't
really corner Casey, and it's not like the TA-175 where like when something dies, a bunch of stuff gets a thing. Only one dude gets a thing.
Yeah. I feel like they could have made him better. Now that's speculating, and who knows? Maybe that red evade action turns into something really cool, or there's somebody that's, hey, all red actions are white, or something like that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Transitions. Did that kind of as a segue into Ramus Antilles.
You like that? I still got it.
I kind of helped out with that one specifically.
I know. I'm literally staring at his card right here.
Yep. So I got a little beef on this one.
Ooh, I like the beef.
So Ramus Antilles says, after you are destroyed, each ship at range 0 to 1 gains a focus token. End first sentence. Second sentence. After you are destroyed, you are not removed until the end of the end phase. So, by rule right now, because of the Tavzin and electronic baffle ruling, which Tommy, if you wouldn't mind going over that again.
I don't know the wording off the top of my head. Basically, the timing for like game effects and stuff, all the tokens would clear, then each baffle would trigger with Tafson, and he could like do an action, and he keeps the token to next turn. And that's exactly what happens here with Ramus, based on the wording.
So, granted, that is one way that they could end up like officially ruling this is and go with it. A lot of people feel the rules as intended on this is when you are destroyed, basically as soon as you get enough hull cards on you to kill you, every friendly ship at range 0 to 1 gains a focus, like right then and there. And then I will retort and ask them, and I say, so does TA-175, as soon as the ship is destroyed, everyone gets their calculates? Because that's not how it works right now. You have to wait till the ship is removed to count as destroyed as per the rules reference.
And what makes it more problematic is that a couple of rules that FFG has clarified recently, like with Kova and R4, they went with rules as intended instead of as it's written, which makes it more confusing.
Yep. So, granted,
they could argue it the other way.
Granted, they might just end up going, whatever, it's epic. This is how it's going to be. This is what we intended it to do. And then I'll be like, all right, So does TA-175 work like that? And they'll probably be like, no.
You silly
Okay.
Epic players.
So
Yeah.
basically, Ramus says, I mean, solid card overall. Just the fact that you are not destroyed, like you will get to shoot.
Yeah, which is good, but I'd rather be flying Rock with the Hawk, as I mentioned before, over him.
Again,
But if they change it to where it doesn't walk, then
yeah,
yes, he's a good backup to do instead.
I get the feeling. I'd be really surprised if they don't. That there's a rule in place for Epic that no card or ship ability from a regular X-wing ship can affect the initiative, either activation or engagement of the Epic ship. The value of it, up or down.
That is some risky wording there.
Hey, Tokyo Mux.
They're already 0.
Exactly. Actually, I think one of the
I just think
smaller ships.
I just think Rourke puts like that's one of the ships that like this is probably not good. It probably should not be a thing.
I need to double check with the Rebel Transport and the Sea Rock, but I think they may be like a let's see, a 6-1 or something. Like they go sooner, but they shoot a little bit earlier than these guys.
Mm-hmm.
How
If
are
I
you
remember
seeing
correctly.
that? I can't zoom in. Oh, maybe I can.
If
300%.
I think,
Oh, the Gazanti is a 7-1.
okay, that's where I probably saw that. So I'm going to assume that the smaller epic ships are going to be the same way. They're going to be 6-1s. So
I'm zooming in here on the 2 pilot cards for the Raider or the Corvette. It looks like to me it's 2 and not a 0. If that makes sense.
for what?
For the Raider card, the Raider pilot ship cards.
Both of those
Or not
were
the
already
Raider. Sorry, not the Raider. The
Corvette.
the Corvette. I mean, if you zoom in,
Well, technically they're both Corvettes, so
yeah, which is interesting. They're giving us two different pilot cards.
Well, one of them says Alderaanian Guard, which is Rebel,
Oh,
and one of them is
one's
Republic.
Resistance. I got or Republic. Okay,
Yep.
I see.
They're both 8-0. They're actual cards in earlier
they're
in the
8-0.
article.
they're identical.
Well, look at me being stupid and try to zoom in. Where are they at? Are they at the beginning?
They're the picture with the dial in it. Just go down the first paragraph. Alderaanian Guard, Republic.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, I see it. Okay, there it is. Do the stats change?
Nope.
No. Okay, they're the same. Ooh, what's this? Broadside batteries. You can acquire locks and perform primary attacks at range 1 to 4.
Which is basically like the Force Edition ability, very similar to it.
Ah, okay.
Which is still good. That means they can start sniping people early on, and then if you got a bombardment specialist, they can do it at 5. Well, the attack anyway. So
that's what you were getting at.
Yeah, they can just start because that was my favorite list in Force Edition was a Tantive backed by Rourke and Siege to give him focus and shoot at, I guess it was 12 back in Force Edition, and then look, I'm with the Sultan Specialist. Look, I'm locking at range 5 and then shooting you right off the bat. You can snipe people just coming out of the start zone in Force Edition.
Oh, jeez. So, and now that I'm looking at the beginning, Sensor Experts. It's another team card. You can maintain up to 3 locks on different objects.
Maintain.
Maintain.
Yeah, so you can start grabbing them, but doesn't mean you can get 3 at the same time. It's 1 at a time.
Okay. After you perform a target lock action or
action, this is the energy part.
You can spend up to 2 energy to acquire a lock on that many other objects at range 0 to 1 of the object you locked, ignoring range restrictions.
So it's still like that one ship and only ships within range 1 around it that you can get locks on.
Huh. Does that chain effect down then? Can you?
What
Okay,
do-
so after you perform a lock action, you can spend 2 energy to acquire a lock on that many other. Okay, no, that's where they get you.
Yeah,
On
max.
that many other objects of the
Mhm.
range 0. I thought, like, oh, I'm going to lock him. Range 0 to 1, it's him, and then range 0 to that one is him. It doesn't chain reaction down.
Nope, it's other.
Okay, but still, I mean, it's I don't know. Is that worth it?
It's like old school weapons engineer
It's
when you
old
put
school
on.
weapons engineer, yeah, but
Except now you got to pay for it.
now you got to pay for
So-
it.
So it's like a maybe. I
Uh,
had to see how much it costs with all the epic ships, but I'm
I
looking at it.
I mean, there's still 7 energy on the ship.
yeah,
Yeah, and if you take the Liberator, you get an extra energy, which is probably what I'm eyeballing for, is just for the extra energy.
Yep, Liberator
and you
title.
can
plus-
dock 2 small ships.
and after they deploy,
Yeah.
you may perform a focus or barrel roll. Sounds great for Jake.
Oh,
Mhm.
oh man, that's
Yeah.
super good.
And it gives you an extra energy. All the other stuff, all the other titles tend to like take something away or not give you anything extra. It's just all the good stuff. So it's probably going to be very expensive title.
Yeah, I'm looking at that too. Yeah, everything else wants to take something away. Gianna's light. While a friendly ship at range 0 to 2 defends, if the attack is obstructed by an obstacle, you may spend 1 energy. If you do, the defender rolls 1 additional defense dice.
Not how do. I don't think it's ever really going to come up.
No, that's a super edge case.
And you lose an energy too, don't you?
Yeah, you lose an energy.
Yeah, that's just bad. You
It's the
Mhm.
interesting
get an
part
extra
of-
shield though, but the energy, you really need the energy output.
That energy is going to be so key on these things.
interesting part of Liberator is it says you may perform a focus or barrel action. I think just a white focus or barrel roll action, meaning if there's a small base ship in Rebels that doesn't have access to a white barrel roll, it's going to get one after it
Oh.
deploys.
Yes, that could be big. Tantive 4, you're going to add 2 crew slots, which maybe that's where C3PO goes on, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And I don't know, do you add R2D2 along with it? You're getting free 2 crew slots.
Maybe.
And then while you defend if the attacker is in your rear arc, you can roll 1 additional defense dice.
Yep, it's a runner.
It's a runner. And that's probably where you would put C3PO at least. And maybe Leia? Maybe.
Oh man, 5 straight white Leia.
Oh, get wrecked, Tie Swarm. Oh, that would hurt so bad.
You can hear them all going pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, those would
5
have
crits for you and 5 crits for you. You'd be shuffling through that damage deck real fast. Ooh, there's an interesting. What is the rule? I've maybe missed on this. If you go through your damage deck, is it you gather them all up and reshuffle, or what's?
Yeah, if you pull from all the ones that like are already dead ships and make a new deck, basically.
Okay.
And if somehow you're unable to do that, which I guess is technically possible in Epic now, then you just start getting assigned normal damage until you're able to start drawing the deck again.
Oh, so you couldn't take crits.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think there's a carryover from Fourth Edition. But the thing is, usually there's always at least something dead, so you'll have a new deck you can build from that.
I get that, but
So
Mm-hmm.
that's just ugly. Another card, the boosted scanners. While you lock, coordinate, or jam, you may spend up to 3 energy to increase the range at which you can choose an object by 1 per energy spent this way to a maximum of a range 5.
It's far.
That's a long ways.
again, you have a sniping CR90. That's all I got in my brain here.
Yeah,
Is that's my
boosted
loadout.
scanner can now lock at range 5 if you spend 1 energy.
Yep.
Oh my god. Oh man. That's gonna make that
And then
turbo laser really
and you had-
good.
And then you have your bombardment specialist allow you to attack at range 5 by spinning that calculate.
And then you're spending your calculate token to fucking up your damage with the
Oh
boost.
no, you have a CG flying by, and you steal his focus tokens, and Rourke boosts him up to 7, so you snipe him before he can do anything. I'm just doing the same shenanigans I did in Fourth Edition, just finding a new way to do them.
So evil, Tommy. So evil.
So, did it say, did the Corvette, is it allowed to maintain more than 1 lock?
Only with the
what
the
one
other
was
card
it?
we saw earlier. I can't remember who it was. All the terminology.
Oh god. I just had it.
I know.
Sensor experts. Sensor
yeah.
experts.
Yeah.
Sensor experts. Yep.
So, all right, let me look at this real quick.
No wonder they made a dial for energy and shields, because this is just confusing. You imagine trying to put or have all those energy tokens on these things?
And see that, and they've been giving us those acrylic energy tokens at Wards for prizes and stuff when you did epic events. I have 2 or 3 sets of those laying around. I was like, now I can't use them. I was going to use them for force tokens for the longest time, but it was a little hard to tell when they flipped. And now it's like, well, I'm not going to be using them now. These things got so much energy.
Yeah.
So,
It's going to be easier to just use
the dial.
dial. Yep.
you could have sensor experts and torn far. And all you do is you focus first action, second action, lock from torn far, link to red coordinate. And after you coordinate a friendly ship by torn far, it may acquire a lock on a oh no, it's the coordinated ship.
Coordinated
Okay,
ship, yep.
Mm-hmm.
ignoring range restrictions. Okay. I thought it was your own ship, and I was like, wait, why did that make sense? Because you need to acquire it more. I said, okay. Found it.
Playtesting works.
Yeah, I was thinking I can maintain 3 locks. I can focus, lock, go into coordinate, and then I get another lock. But no.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that's going to be a pretty good time to go to commercial,
Yes, sir.
because I have some Iowa beef that I need to get off my chest.
But say I
Now
have
that
no
I see
idea.
it-
I have no idea what the second half of the show is going to be about.
Worlds probably.
Okay.
Um,
And
So-
I think next week.
well, we're gonna go to commercial. We're gonna have a Chico song, I think. If whoever's editing, if Montana, if you're editing Chico song, please. Just because I love Bruno so much.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yes, I do remember that time I tried to run. It was cute. So now that Michael's in the chat, 2 huge. I just need to get this off my chest. I need to do it. 1, yes, Iowa State lost to Iowa by 1 point, 18-17. After a 9-hour, it was a 9-hour game. It was an hour and a half lightning delay. Played second quarter, another hour and a half lightning delay. Game got over at like 9 o'clock. So I don't know if you guys have kept up with sports or not, but there's this huge controversy apparently that the Iowa band was physically and sexually and harassed at Iowa State.
Whoa, really?
Yes. Band members are saying that they were physically assaulted and thrown vulgar statements at them. They had beer thrown at them. Someone claims they were sexually assaulted or groped or something like that. So it's pretty big, like, accusations. And everyone's like, okay, the Iowa State AD was like, okay, tell me when and how this happened. Like, we have thousands of cameras around Jack Trice Stadium. Tell me how it happened. Well, they released a video the other day of the Iowa band leaving the stadium. They were told to go out the west exit. Instead, they said, fuck that, we're going to go out the east exit. The east exit is where thousands of angry, drunk, pissed off Iowa State fans are exiting the same exit. So the Iowa band decides, hey, this will be a great idea. Let's start playing the Iowa fight song and march out that same gate, which funnels these two people into one very small area.
It's not good.
So yes, should it have happened? No. Nobody should be physically assaulted or this or that or thrown beer at them. But after a very, very long day, most of the people have been tailgating since 3 a.m. After a huge, oh my goodness, I think we might be able to beat Iowa, and we lose by 1 point off of a stupid Keystone Cop punt return that still to my knowledge, to this day, I don't understand how this happened. Basically, two Iowa State guys ran into each other on a punt return. Iowa got the ball back. Game over.
Yep.
And so they released video footage of the Iowa band, playing their horns and doing the thing and the big marching and this. And they're going right at this giant sea of red and gold Iowa State fans. I'm like, you dumbasses. Of course, people are going to be pissed and get mad, probably throw their beers at you because it's a little distasteful. Yes, as Michael and I both agree, just don't bring the bands anymore. just leave the bands out. We don't need to see the bands. We're not there to see the bands. Coach, you victim blaming by going this route. I'm not saying you're wrong, but they put themselves in a bad situation and then cried to their mom and dad. So, yes, both parties are at blame, but I'm just saying this whole thing could have been easily not happened if they just went down the exit that Iowa State cleared for them. But no, they didn't do that. Second of all, I don't know if you guys have heard the story about the kid on College Game Day who had the Venmo sign. This is a Busch Light in dire need of resupply. Venmo at Carson King 25. Funny. It was a cute little sign. Then the kid started getting money because Game Day showed him 3 or 4 times.
Yep.
So it was $400, $600. He reached $1,000 by the end of the day. And the money just kept rolling in. And the next day he's like, oh, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to take out take out money for a 12 or a 24 pack of Busch Light, and he's going to donate the rest to the University of Iowa. The guy's an Iowa State fan. He's going to donate the rest to the University of Iowa Children's Hospital.
Sure. That's the famous one that's always above the stadium. They do the wave for.
Yep, they do the wave for. They're one of the top 10 children's hospitals. This and that. He's like, I'm going to donate $996 or something minus a Busch Light thing. Sure. So when he did that, then the money really started rolling in. Then it was 10,000. Then it was 30,000. Then it was 40,000. Then it was 200,000.
That's awesome.
Then Anheuser-Busch goes, hey, we'll match whatever you raise. Then Venmo says, we'll match whatever you raise. Wow. Kid blew up. He turned into a viral it just went viral, and it was crazy. This Tuesday, the kid raised $1.14 million.
This is just him, and these other companies are matching.
No, that's not even the companies matching.
Yeah.
That was just him.
Wow.
The Des Moines Register, the big paper in Iowa, decided we're going to do a profile on this guy. It's a great story, this and that. And so then they've set a reporter on it, and he decides, well, I'm going to go through this guy's Facebook and Twitter history up to 8 years ago.
Oh, geez.
When he was 16. When he was 16, they found out that he was quoting a Tosh.0 segment or something like that, and made some bad statements of, some racist stuff or something like that. Racism light is what I like to call it, because he was basically saying whatever Tosh.0 said, and at that time he's a famous comedian, so whatever he says is not racist. But when you post it on your Facebook, then you're racist. At the bottom of the page, they posted, oh yeah, by the way, King said some racist stuff 8 years ago when he was 16 years old. Well, Anheuser-Busch got wind of this, cut their ties with him, didn't pull all their money, but basically says, we're not gonna associate ourselves with this guy. They had his picture on the side of Busch Light cans with Iowa Legend underneath. Like, that's how far they went. Then they're like, oh no, he said some racist stuff 8 years ago. Then they pulled it. And the Des Moines Register, within a night, I mean, from Tuesday at 9 p.m. to like this morning, guarantee they lost half their subscribers.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what the hell, man? The caveat is the guy who wrote the article, somebody went through his Twitter history, and he's got years of like stupid, fuck the cops, racist shit. It's just like he's got 10 or 20 tweets and stuff that he's got.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the? Oh my God. It's just blown up. Iowans are fucking pissed. Through the roof. I can't fucking stand it. I'm just so sick and tired of this stupid, I don't want to say cancel culture because, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, the kid said some stupid shit when he was 16. Believe me, if there was Facebook,
all of us have said stupid shit when we were younger.
Oh my God.
And no joke, a lot of us regret it. So,
well, that's the thing. So he goes on TV at like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And he goes, had a reporter call me, tell me I said this stuff when I was 16. I went through my history and said, wow, that is completely insensitive. That is not me. I have grown up, which is self-evident because the kid got $1 million from a stupid sign and he decided to give it to kids.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure that kid
guess
and
what?
that kid.
People change and they can regret what they've said before.
And he did. He said, I regretted everything and this and that. And so then the Des Moines Register is like, well, we just wanted the public to know
what?
That
you're just trying to dig up dirt.
Yeah, that he said these things 8 years ago. And I'm like, that had nothing to do with the story. Zero things to do with it. Well, we wanted our public to know what kind of person they were giving money to. I'm like, yes, we figured it out. We're giving money to a kid who's sending it to a children's hospital when he didn't need to.
Jeez.
It's fucking stupid. It's so stupid. Anyway, that's my soapbox. Had to get off that on my chest. And like I said, Michael and Eli are both they're yeah, and Carson had no reason to apologize for nothing.
No,
it's just
he didn't have to, but he
did.
Not to say it was only a PR thing, but it's just him clearing the air and being like, hey, this is how I really feel. That's it.
Yeah. So the my favorite meme is it's got the picture of the reporter who's some 25-year-old, I'm not going to get any names, but he's just this 25-year-old kid, or maybe he's a little older than that. But it's like the only person who could have ever gotten Iowans to hate the Des Moines Register and give up Busch Light in one day. It was like, and I'm just waiting for the beer company to come in and like, you know what? And there's a small brewery that are actually brewing a beer called the Iowa Legend. And $1 for every pint and 16 ounce they sell is going to go to Carson King. They're like Venmo is 100% behind this guy. Anheuser-Busch, grow some fucking balls, man. Like, I'm seriously thinking about giving up my Budweiser. And for me to do that, that's a lot. I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I have some serious conflicts going on. But anyway, that's what I had to say. I just want to let everyone else out there know. If you have a Des Moines Register subscription, cancel it. If you're a stout Budweiser man or an Anheuser-Busch guy, I'm not going to say stop drinking it because I'm probably not. But, I mean, have some reservations. That's a shithole. I mean, I hate this when companies are like, "Uh-oh, he said something racist 20 years ago. Gotta cut ties." When they came out with the black and tan like in 1900s. I'm
Well,
like,
and like, there's a difference, right? I mean, granted, anyone can change, but there have been people, like you said, they looked into the guy who did the reporting, and not only did he say things, but he said multiple after
yeah,
year after year after, and that's someone where you go, all right, yeah, no, but the dude like Carson once quoting some comedian, done. I
yeah,
assume, right? Never
yeah.
found anything else.
He was joking around with his friends on Facebook, which back then Facebook was just like, nobody's gonna see this in 8 years, kind of a thing. Nobody thought of that, and he was
Yeah.
16. But it's just like the guy's not running for office. The guy's not like planning on doing anything special. I mean, he's gonna keep going on with his life. He's just like, holy shit, I was given this awesome opportunity to help a bunch of kids.
And you know what
And
he did? He turned it into an amazing opportunity to make research and development of
oh,
making these kids' lives the best it possibly can, and try to do everything medically possible to rehabilitate, save, all the above.
if
And
all these people stick to their words, and Anheuser Busch says we're still gonna like give you $325,000, which was not what they said. They said they were going to match whatever he raised.
oh, because they weren't ready.
No, well, it's just dumb. But Venmo is going to match it. There's other people. This this one cardboard sign and a magic marker is possibly going to turn into over $4 million in contributions to go to this hospital. Like, do you know what a hospital could do with $4 million?
What?
That's fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Now the good thing is the governor of Iowa has announced that September 28th is official Carson King Day.
Wait,
the
is 28th? So that's 3 days
it's
from now.
Saturday.
So
It's
is
Saturday.
that the official donation final day?
No, I don't think so. It's just he is going as an Iowa State fan. Now, I got to give him huge props for this. As an Iowa State fan, he's going to Iowa and he's going to participate in the first quarter wave to the kids. And I think he'll have like a big check or something like that, maybe.
Sure.
We're just going to have a bunch of zeros behind it. But it's gonna be awesome. I hope he wears his Iowa State shirt. He's going to. I know he is.
Well, at this point, this is one of those things that like blurs the line of fandom rivalry to just come together for a great cause.
And that's the other shitty part is we had to deal with this whole band thing at the same time. It's like now, and the Iowa director of athletics is like, well, I don't know if we're even going to have the Cyhawk anymore. Like maybe we shouldn't just play the game. I'm like, that is such a 3-year-old freaking mentality about this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
It's not too much of the degree, but like last year, Michigan State, a Michigan player. So that there's two sides to every story.
Mm-hmm.
The Michigan team was warming up on the field, and I think the timing was reported wrong when they were supposed to be out there. Michigan State players start walking on the field. They do their arms hooked each other and everything, and start walking in a straight line, doing their normal walk across the field. And there was miscommunication on when Michigan was supposed to warm up and when Michigan State was going to go and do their walk, but Michigan State did their walk. So, slightly antagonistic to the Michigan players out there, and they just want to walk through, and then some of the Michigan players just not moving. So they just kept walking, and then it turned into a little bit of a not full on fight, but a definite scuff a bit.
There was a conflict.
And then Michigan player goes out. I think he's the one of the he's the rookie linebacker for your Steelers that are 0-3 now, Gordon.
Oh, no, don't do that to Gordon. Come on.
I'm sorry. He's really excited about his team drafting a Michigan player. I gotta help him out with that. But
Gordon, I feel for you, buddy.
He went out on the field and took his cleats and like super scuffed up the Michigan State S.
Bring on the show.
We'll talk.
All right. Oh yeah. You know what? We will. We're gonna finish. We're gonna finish up with some world stuff, and then we'll maybe get into some football.
Yeah, once the sports ball starts, I'm out of here.
The sports ball. All right.
Sports
I'm
ball.
gonna go refill, and I'll be right back.
Sure. Court's like, well, you talk about my Steelers. I have to go. All right. Good night, Robert. It seems, if I'm looking at the standings right, the AFC just kind of sucks this year, at least so far. The NFC has only 2 teams with 0 wins, whereas the AFC has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams with 0 wins. Oh, and assuming Gordon, pretty sure he's still listening. You know who's undefeated on a technicality? The Lions. They're 2-0-1. Yeah, I'm just kind of going through the standings now. I don't know how the Patriots do it. It's ridiculous. I don't know anymore. I don't really want to deal with them. I'm tired of them. Super annoyed. Oh, jeez. Yeah, right? I mean, if the Lions actually took care of business in Arizona, we would be 3-0. Also, the Bills are 3-0. I didn't really pay attention to that. That's a thing. 49ers are 3-0. I kind of thought that might happen. Figured that they were a sleeper hit. I got Jimmy Garoppolo as one of my fantasy quarterbacks. He's been meh. I figured he'll come around. NFC South is normal, just destroying each other. That's the crazy part. 49ers have scored a lot of points, and Jimmy Garoppolo just hasn't scored as much in my fantasy team. It's one of the highest points for teams in the NFC right now. The only one higher is the Cowboys by 1 point. Ooh, Bills versus Patriots this weekend. Dutch, where is that? Is that in? I guess I can just click on the team. It'll probably tell me, but if that's in New England. No, it's in Buffalo. Okay. No, don't worry. The Lions are going up against another undefeated team with the Chiefs coming into town. Coach, we can't hear you. Button.
Congratulations on your Lions being undefeated.
Again, on a technicality. We really should have beat the Cardinals, though.
Undefeated, come on.
I know. I won't care until we actually secure a playoff spot. Every year, it's either we start shitty and then they're like, we have a little bit of hope, so we're basically gonna we're gonna still play and not get as good of a draft pick as we could. Or other years where we start off strong and then we can't finish, we're shit.
I mean, you guys don't look bad.
I will say, so I want Matt Patricia to be successful as the head coach.
I do too. I like him.
Yeah. I want it to work. I'm not against it. I feel like they got strong defense. Maybe a little bit weak in the linebackers. And we could use a corner opposite of Darius Slay, which I found out recently. Darius Slay is the number 1 corner for interceptions and pass defenses for the past 3 years. He's got the most.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
We arguably have one of the best corner, not one of, but could be the best corner in the league. Sweet.
That's good. All right. Before we come out of commercial, I'm thinking just World's Prep, maybe a little light.
Mhm.
Who's playing when? Who's playing on what day? Oh, I don't think it's made yet officially, but we'll make the Goldies announcement or the news, I guess. The not news.
I was about to say, there's news?
Oh yeah, well yeah. We'll get live reaction. But that'll be fun. Okay, 150. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the OCX Radio Podcast. We're live on YouTube. I've got the one, the only, the OCX Ace of Legend, Ryan Ontopsky with me. And also, we have Tommy, the invisible commentator, Adams. Hi, Tommy. I don't think I've
Hey.
actually introduced you, but everybody knows you, so you're fine.
I hope.
Oh,
Daddy's got a fresh new drink, and we're going to dive into some Worlds talk, baby. Because it is 3 weeks till Worlds. That is ridiculous.
3 weeks from this time, it'll be 10:30 at night after the LCQ. Everyone will be drinking, and some people will be really happy and they'll be
At the
drinking.
Beaver.
And some people will be not as happy because they didn't make it, but they'll still be drinking.
At the Beaver, baby. Karaoke.
What's the Beaver?
The Beaver's the Beaver is the gay bar in Midtown Minneapolis, I believe.
How
Or maybe
far
it's
is it
in
from
St.
the
Paul.
venue?
You know what? I was already on my way to being drunk, so I really don't remember how long it was. I believe Alex Davies put me onto it, or it was somebody else. Oh, it was fucking Wade. Wade Bechet told me to go to the Beaver, and let's just say it's kind of a hole in the wall. It's awesome bar, and they had karaoke that night. I told Wade, I says I want to go drink beer and sing karaoke, and it was me and Ricky and Chico and oh my god, so many people I can't even remember right now. So we all go down there. I sent Kyle and Chicago there before, not knowing it was a gay bar, and they figured it out really fast. I was told the next day because we flooded the place with like 30 people. And Ricky sang me an Alanis Morissette song and almost made me cry. That was the reason I did not have a voice during Worlds at all last Worlds, because we just sang our. I think Dutch was there. Was Dutch there? I can't remember if Dutch was there or not. I don't know. Sarah was there. Oh my goodness, there were so many people there. It was a blast. It was actually. I brought so much business in, they actually turned my tab down and says, nope, you're fine.
What?
Well, yeah, I went to go pay my tab, and the bartender's like, do you see all these people in here? Do you see my tip jar? Yeah, you don't have a tab. I'm like, okay.
Thank you.
Oh, that was also when Luke Carrington, Chico, myself, and God, who else was with us? There was a whole van full, and I tried to go through White Castle, which was right across the road. Multiple
this was the
times.
White Castle story, yeah.
Yeah, it was. You need a car to go through White Castle drive-through.
Wasn't Luke also using the Australian GPS?
It was the AJ GPS. Yep, that was definitely name dropping peeps. Yes, I'm name dropping. Yeah, sure. It was a great time. It was a good time had by all. The Tippets showed up and Will, and like the whole place went fucking nuts. And I think it was like 1:30 or 2 a.m. I don't know what time we closed the place down. It was awesome. It was fantastic. We all had a great time. So, Wednesday night after the LCQ, it'll be at the Beaver. Hopefully, they still have karaoke going on. But I'm interested. Like, I'm gonna admit I haven't been playing X-Wing a whole lot. Like, I've had a lot of stuff going on. And I'm bringing my Shadowport Hunter list. I'm just, you know what? It's easy flying. 2 focuses, and I'm just going to circle the board. We'll see what happens. If I lose, I lose. Oh, well. No biggie. If I win, that'll be weird.
You know what won't happen? You won't get tractored by Sunfok.
I'm not going to get tractored by Sunfok. Sunfok can go fuck my fucking fuck. Get wrecked, Sunfog. I'm coming for you, baby. But I'm just, oh my god. Does it feel like it's been an eternity since the last Worlds?
Well, yeah, we've actually been a year and a half at this
I mean,
point.
it's been a year and a half, but it feels like it's been like more than that. It just feels like forever since we had Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be different, guys. We're not at FFG Center. We're big time. We got the venue we asked for.
Is it still going to be FFG Con or not? Is the question.
Oh yeah, we'll make it that.
Oh
way.
yeah,
no problem.
Yeah, it's featuring their two best-selling games, Destiny and X-Wing.
Is Destiny that good selling at this point? Would they consider? I mean, so if you're FFG,
Legion is creeping up on it.
That's what I was thinking. Legion could get pretty close, especially with the Clone Wars releases.
The Clone Wars bumped it up, but I still think overall Destiny's their solid number 2. It's in decline. It's nowhere near where it used to be, but no, X-Wing's still the big dog. They just threw Destiny in there to get, because I know a lot of X-Wing players are Destiny players, I think. So
I'll be up there playing Destiny drafts. That's what I like a lot. That's what I like playing about Destiny.
You're not going to be able to frickin' ticket whore yourself out this time. 2 separate tickets now.
Mm-hmm.
That's how. I think that's how it was before anyway, wasn't it?
Not at last World, but it may be.
It's been a long time since I've been there, so
that last Worlds was freaking ridiculous because they used the same tickets for everything, and you could burn through a Destiny draft in like a half an hour, and it was by the second day it was just there were pods of 8 guys that were like, oh, we're going to sign up for a Destiny draft, and they'd burn through them, get their tickets, and they just mutually handed out the winners' tickets. Yep. And then they just sign up for another one. Whereas X-Wing players are like, had to wait 4 hours for a pod to open up, play another 4 hours to get like 5 tickets. So,
yep.
Yeah. Not this year. They're going to be 2 separate tickets. So,
speaking of Clone Wars, I'm super hyped for Clone Wars coming into Armada. The only reason I haven't started playing Armada yet was because Clone Wars is not in there yet.
Is that confirmed? Oh yes. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was at
late. So like late 2020, it's going to be out, and then they're going to ramp out like a bunch of expansions to try to help it catch up with everything else, and then they'll go back to the once a year expansion.
Unless they try and catch up a bit with the sequel era.
Yeah, the only problem is I think they mentioned before there's just not enough big ships for the sequels yet, so they don't want to make it for Armada yet.
Well, there are enough big ships. Some of them are just too big.
Is Armada
Well, I mean, we got the SSD, so
you did
do it.
Is Armada still gonna be a thing in another year or so?
I think Clone Wars might be its last gauge of knowing how much more they're going to do with it, because there's a lot of content for Clone Wars.
So much.
And
yes.
And if there's one thing they're probably noticing with X-Wing, a lot of people are willing to invest in the Clone Wars stuff because of the age range people are in now, being able to buy it themselves that grew up in the prequels. They're hitting it right when they need to.
I agree with that.
I'm just holding out until then, and then I'll be into that.
It was just interesting that they shoved Armada off to the other worlds, and they didn't include it into this one. That I mean, it's table space that doesn't need to be taken up. Destiny's relatively, you can shove 20 tables and pretty much take care of all the Destiny players. I could see why they didn't do Armada, but I don't know. I agree with Ryan where it's okay. One last money grab at Armada, and then we'll just let that spaceship go off into the horizon.
Speaking of which, Imperial Assault's done for officially for tournaments. They got one more round of it, and then they're done with physical product. So just the online app.
Yeah, I was really curious as to why. I mean, I know there's not much more they can do unless they dip into the other eras, but I was really surprised they never got around to Rogue One stuff.
It's because of Hasbro. Hasbro was taking a big chunk of their money to allow them to keep doing it, is what I've heard. and there's some other stuff, but mainly it's just Hasbro was starting to take too much, and they wouldn't make it enough to justify keep going.
Oh
See,
yeah,
They can
because of
make the
how
app
how
because
it's
it's free.
marketed and what type of game it's technically considered.
yeah. It was interesting to me, especially at Gen Con. It was almost more Imperial Assault players than there were Legion players. It was pretty even. But I think it's interesting to me because Imperial Assault doesn't take up as much table space. I mean,
Yep.
I get it. Legion looks good. I've never actually played it. I don't think I ever will. That's just I've
Yeah,
got my battle tech. I'm good.
Yeah, I started to get into Legion, and then I realized like it wasn't quite what I was looking for it.
Hmm.
I think that was their grab for the Warhammer 40K guys,
Yeah,
and I think they realized they already got the Warhammer 40K with X-wing, so the well's a little bit dry. I think so. I mean, I applaud them for trying. The models look great.
Golden. There's some parts of Imperial Golden's in the chat talking about it, and it's like, I guess it's a better game, but I don't quite like Imperial Assault either anymore. Something about it just made me want to keep going into it.
I
So
will
like,
say I've never played the competitive side of IA, but I love the campaigns.
oh yeah, it's good.
Like the campaigns are on. Like if they could just keep it going for
I
that.
can never put my finger on what was bothering me with it, but I didn't play it as competitively as I could have. But I played the campaign before too, and it's pretty fun. But they really are separate games.
Yeah.
A lot of their abilities and stuff.
Way different. But getting back to Worlds, so yes, so the LCQ guys, if they win, which it's very interesting because if I'm reading this right, or if I've heard right, they're gonna know by Wednesday how many people are signed up for Thursday and Friday, correct?
Yes. Well, even by September 30th is the last time anyone is able to sign up for this year's Worlds that has an invite already.
Correct. So what that means is there's a lot of people that won hyperspace trials that may not be going to Worlds.
Or System Opens.
Or everything else that got you a Worlds ticket.
Yep. Or things that didn't trickle down Worlds tickets, such as any top 8 placement event that gave out Worlds tickets. Anyone who already had it, that just was gone because it didn't trickle down. The only thing that went down was hyperspace trials tickets.
Right. So I've heard some numbers out there that they're already thinking that the top 64 from the LCQ is not even close. Like they're talking 90 people.
I'm going to say closer to 80.
80? Okay, so 80, still 80 people.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Like how many are they figuring for the LCQ anyway? 250?
They technically said they can field a max of 400.
Right, but how many people? I mean, I'm not gonna throw that out. They could get the 400. They probably will. But I mean, 80 cut out of 400. That's not bad. Like you're talking 3 of 3s going to the second day. Now they play on Friday, correct? Or are you going to be designated on that day? And
I feel like they got to split those. Like if you get the LCQ and you get through, it'd be really weird to have a whole group of LCQ people put into with guys with invites. I feel like the people with invites have a little bit of an advantage because the average player that's won an invite, in theory, is generally better than the people who have not earned an invite.
Yeah.
So I feel like they.
I think one of the days is already filled up. One of the two. I don't remember which one. I want to say
Thursday.
So they'd all have to get moved to the other day.
Yeah. And Dutch in the chat just says they're not even close to sold out for the LCQ. Okay. There are still tickets for the LCQ, I guess. Mm-hmm. So that leads me to believe that we're looking maybe at a 250, 280 crowd for the LCQ. That's ridiculous.
It's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people to take in. But, you know, I think it's the right way to go about it. Like, you want a full day 1A, day 1B event. You don't want to skimp out. That's one of the worst things they could do is like, oh, Thursday there's only like 170, but Friday there's 320. Like that's not fair.
Yep.
So yeah, and maybe I gotta email Matt Holland or something like that. Say, hey, or Wade, and say, how are you guys doing? I probably should have done it before the show, but whatever. It'll be interesting to see, because what's funny to me is when you do that LCQ and people may know, like, oh, I'm gonna bring some jank, and then you throw that jank into the freaking day 1A, day 1B. People aren't preparing for that stuff. That's what I always loved about the Worlds, where it's like, I'm gonna bring stupid shit that you didn't prepare for, and we'll see how it goes. Now, it's Worlds. People are probably training for this for a while, but
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't narrowed down what I'm bringing yet. I'm down to 2 factions, so there's that.
There's an improvement.
Well, yeah. Well, it's my default of what I want to play, and then when in doubt, I take Rebels, and that's what got me my invite in the first place. Was when in doubt, took Rebels. So,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, knowing Tommy, his second option is First Order.
no, actually,
Surprising.
yeah, I know. I like them a lot, but the last time I flew them, they didn't do so hot for me. But I still like First Order a lot. It's Republic, but Republic and Rebel, and that's
what's also interesting to me at Worlds is when we're going to see the real Wave 5. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
some degree.
People are going to have some practice in. They're going to have the ships. They're going to have the practice reps. They might have the list.
It's going to be such a pain in the butt. But
there
probably won't be that many of them. Yeah, that's a problem. It's like a gatekeeper list now. Is it 1 or 2 Nanics? Even if you don't see a bunch of them, you don't have a way to deal with them. You're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem. I mean, I kind of found a way to deal with it. It was change up my flying style, but I don't know if that's because of who I played against. I just play completely different than what they're used to seeing me do, or if it was an actual something that helped me against the list. I don't know which yet, but the game was super close when I played it.
Well,
double Nantex.
I am really loving the fact that Worlds is we're going to really see Wave 5's effect. I love that.
The same thing's happening for Destiny too. They had a major shakeup.
Yes, they did. And I love it because it's new. Like, oh my god, the stream games are going to be great. Like, it's everyone. It creates that buzz of like, I want to see what's being flown at Worlds, because it's going to be. It might be a little of the old, a little of the new, some crazy. And that's what Worlds should be. It should be just a mix of everything. And I'm really, really excited about it. So,
I also kind of think that as much as we think this is going to be like Wave 5 meta, I think a lot of people aren't going to put the time into the new stuff.
But there again, what if the people do, and it turns out to be that one list like nobody's even thought of, and it just works, right?
Sure.
I mean,
that's the one, but I wouldn't call that meta yet.
No, I'm not saying meta. I'm just saying it's just like Last Worlds with Simeon, like robots with jamming beams and ion cannons,
tractor beam and ion cannon.
Tractor beams, yeah. I mean, that was nobody's radar.
It was only on the hit. It was mostly on 5 people's radar max in terms of like people who actually flew it. And
but like again, I just love that weird stuff like that filters through. I love that. And there was a bunch of lists on that Worlds that were just, huh? Like what? Like fuck Kyle and his Tirani Kolda made it today too. I mean, nobody saw that list coming. It's just, if you know how to fly your list and you practice and you do this, you're going to see rewards.
Well, I mean, me, right?
Like, yeah, nobody saw that list.
Well, a few people, like, it's the same thing. People kind of noticed it, but it's like they didn't really know.
They didn't see it as a threat, like an immediate threat. It was like, oh, well, I see how that works. Okay, but I'm not gonna get my friend to build that list and go 20 reps with me with that list.
No.
Like that's just not going to happen. So, I'm the hype is building. I'm loving it.
I'm just excited to see everybody. Like,
Oh,
I definitely want to devote more time to like going out, bars, night, hanging out with as many different groups of people as I can. I want to hang out with more of the international guys. I feel like I didn't do that enough last year.
this
I
will
only
be
kind
your
of chat
first.
with them a little bit.
This will be your first Worlds where you're actually like a podcaster, right?
Yep.
Because you joined.
November last year.
Shit, you're coming up on your year already?
Mhm.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to start looking for a new co-host. Shit.
The level of internship is about to drop off on me, sir.
It's the Chico syndrome. I made it a year. I'm good. Bolt out.
No, man. I'm here for the fun and
Oh,
everything.
I know. I just think it's. Oh my god, what are we gonna do for your year?
Oh, that's on you guys to figure out. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm just supposed to show up.
Hmm.
So, Coach,
I don't know.
Coach may have froze. You freeze for
Yeah,
you?
yeah. But well, the way he was like that for a second was like he's thinking really hard,
Oh
and
no,
then bam.
he doesn't stay. He doesn't stay still for that long.
No, I know. Not usually.
Yes, he is
Yeah.
frozen. Well, I'm going to message him and see if he can tell me if something happened.
I'm surprised the whole stream hasn't dropped yet. Because he's
That's
one
the one good
hosting
thing
it.
about this is even if he's hosting it, it does do a good job of retaining it.
Oh, that's good. Well, now we need to find something else to talk about.
Tommy, what would you like to talk about leading up to Worlds?
That's what I'm trying to look up right now. I don't know.
Oh, Dutch, what are you running at Worlds? Resistance or Separatist? Figure it out from there.
I can never get Resistance to work right for me.
I think Resistance is in an okay spot. Poe's not in a great spot. I think he's a piece that can be good, but like there's very few spots where Poe can really shine. And I really think he shines best if you have the 2 to 3 A wings, and if it's only 2 A wings, the other one is the last ship is Finn. Like it's 4 ships. I think with the recent update to Finn, he's definitely still playable. There's no reason like he's obviously still playable. Is he still playable with Perceptive Co-Pilot Pattern Analyzer? Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, we just went offline.
Yeah. I still think actually something I had wanted to mention before about.
Hey, did that work?
I mean, it's our data says offline though.
Our data says offline.
I mean, the status in the top right hand corner says offline.
Send live.
I mean, maybe the status.
There we go.
Maybe the status shows offline for me, but maybe we're fine.
That's awesome. I could just like refresh the whole thing. I don't have to like burn it all down to the ground.
That's good.
The one good thing of Lightstream. The one good thing.
Seems pretty online to me. All right, well, cool. The audience still sees us all. All right.
Where did I end off at?
You were.
I was going to bring up talk about Finn's defensive. We was talking about resistance lists. There's something I wanted to point out that I think people are going to like underestimate Finn still. With that new ability.
I think Finn is still definitely worth it. He may even like minimum heroic, obviously, still really good at that 30-point cost. Pattern Analyzer may be the next upgrade you give him before Perceptive Copilot.
I agree. Yes.
Like him opening up the dial with reds is very important. Now, do you need to make the jump from Pattern Analyzer to also Perceptive Copilot or C3PO Crew? I don't know.
I still think so if you have the points for whatever list you're flying.
Sure. And the 3X Finn, I mean, it still fits. The rules only got updated.
Yeah. The reasoning I have behind that is because beforehand, he had this max, he can like block anything kind of deal.
Oh yeah,
now he can't do that, but because now he's rolling Yeah, but now he's rolling 1 agility. He can trigger heroic a lot more often for defense, so he can more consistently block damage instead of being. So he won't. He can take like chip damage. He
Yeah.
can't like auto block everything all the time, but he can be more consistent with his defense
Yeah,
by
but your
triggering
opponent
heroic
has
often.
to make a concerted effort to kill him, and he's still only 43 if you have a perceptive co-pilot on.
Yeah, and I think actually maybe now he's actually worth his points instead of being
Eli,
undercosted.
Eli was like, "Oh yeah, heroic only works with 2 more dice." Correct. That's why when Tommy's mentioning when Finn rolls a blank, he can add the second blank,
Mm-hmm.
and then your roll.
Yeah.
Eli's
So
mind
he
just
can be
went,
much more, and especially with prospective co-pilot, he can be a lot more consistent with that defense
Well, I don't
and
think
triggering it. So he gets through.
he's not more consistent than he was before because you still lose, but it's just that some triggers could
Yeah,
happen more often via heroic, but the more important trigger was adding the
yeah, you're right.
focus.
Yeah, he can trigger heroic more often. Would be the more accurate statement there.
Yes.
yeah.
So
Technically speaking, he can do that, which means he might need to take strain less in those turns. Like in the turns where he is already strained and having to roll 1 less defense dice, he will then be able to add the heroic blank more often, maybe saving him a little more on that end of the spectrum. But I mean, it's overall, it's still a nerf, but I don't think it's enough to say he's gone in the iterations that we've seen him.
Eli says, but does
Eli
that work?
for the
Oh, you're answering. Okay.
about the Q. I can never say that word right. Is it QB or
No,
Q?
it's just Q.
You.
Okay.
It's no. We can start
Basically
calling it. We can start calling it the QE though. I'd be good with that.
The Q triggers and stuff. Really, it only works for like non-attack abilities because attacking is its own separate thing.
Yeah, if we applied this new rules reference to the ability queue or and ability queue to modifying attack dice, it would break the game. It's
It doesn't. It straight doesn't work.
that is not where it's applied.
Yeah.
I just did my
There's like other stuff
face of
that
the
would
hands for
break.
Patrick.
Oh, okay.
I know he's probably been waiting for me to do it, but I'm not even close to there yet. So, I just some bad news. I don't think obviously didn't make it through my little glitch there, but if anyone was looking forward to getting nominated for Goldies this year, it's not going to happen. I have talked to Dion, and he says I am not allowed to do any of that stuff because he basically signed his life away to stream at FFG.
Yeah, I was me and Marcel were playing Vassal while he was casting, so I was kind of watching on the side, kind of waiting for him to sometimes take his turns. But Dion said, like towards the end of the Gold Squadron cast, that for anyone coming to Worlds looking for, special Worlds alt arts or stickers or tokens, he will have none of that. Because whatever streaming agreement that he signed to be able to do what he can do as a media representation and streaming representation, he's very strung up by whatever these rules are in place that he, just can't participate as heavily into what we're used to.
So like he can't hand out prizes and stuff.
Nope, he can't even hand out stickers, man. It's the
so
road.
like the
Go ahead.
So him specifically, or just like his 2 streaming platforms he's doing, can't do it either.
Him specifically, like if
Will because I missed the ending of the stream last night.
If Will Hagwood wants to go around and hand out Gold Squadron stickers, I'm sure he can. But
I don't know.
Oh, maybe not. You know what? For him, and this might be it. For him to put the Gold Squadron logo on a world stream, they probably can't hand out anything. Anything to do with Gold Squadron podcast. It might get it. And you know what? I was kind of mad at him for a little bit. Yeah, the chat.
Mark
What do you-
Stewart. Any organization with a media
with a media
pass.
pass. Oh, good thing we got denied for our media pass.
Guess where all your cool swag's coming from this time, guys? Not OCX because we're not
Oh,
prepared. Do 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 do.
shit, I gotta get more OCX stickers. Fuck.
Oh yeah, that's right. Joshua mentioned that. Yeah, Dion said they can only pass out business cards, and I said you should make alt-art business cards.
Done.
Also, I like Atchinson's recommendation. What about the OCX Awards? It's
Now,
the
well, that
OCX
was
Excellence Awards.
Atchison, you ain't getting a fucking OCX sticker. You're a goddamn Hawkeye fan. Just kidding.
I was planning on having him pass out some of my alt arts.
Yeah,
I ordered an extra set of them just so I could give them to him to give out on stream.
Just give
So
it
that's
to
not
us.
gonna happen.
We'll pass it out.
I'll pass them out.
We don't have a media pass. We got denied, which means
We got
free.
denied.
Which means we're free.
We're free. Freedom. Oh, if they only knew. If they only knew. So yes, it is. I've been thinking long and hard about it because I got denied on my fucking Goldie by the Birmingham Barons, and everybody knows the story, and I'm not going to go into it. You know, they screwed us, but whatever. But I do feel like there should be some sort of an award for what all of us content providers go through. Now, do I feel like I should take up the reins and have the OCXs or the XEs or the coachies or coachies? Coach, that came out weird. The coachies.
Coming from a Packer fan.
I could, I guess.
You can buy a bunch of like mini cheese heads. The coachies.
Coachies. Maybe that's something I got to think about this weekend. Because there's so many of us now. There's so many, and we all do such good things. I really do feel like a little reward goes a long ways. Now, am I gonna rent out a venue and have a streamed party? Probably not. Will I if I go through with it, will I say this is the bar we're gonna do at it, and I'll give the bar a heads up and say expect about 180 people? Probably.
Ooh, that's a lot.
That's a lot, but how many fucking podcasters are there out there now?
I mean, it's not only that, but then all the avid followers of each podcast.
Yeah. Oh my god. I could. I probably could, and maybe it's something I'll do. If Dion's, I mean, I respect everything Dion does. He's reached a pinnacle that I will never ever reach, and I don't think I want to. But could I take over an award ceremony and dress in my tuxedo and have a microphone in my hand all the time? I think I'm game for that.
You could. You might need some supervision.
I would love that. That's what my co-hosts are for.
Yeah, I think I know what I'm stuck with.
We'll think about that. The OCXs. I don't know. That name doesn't roll off the tongue like the Goldies does it? I thought about calling them the Snokies, where they're like semi-important, but in the end really don't mean anything. And then just get a cast of Snoke and spray paint it gold. The OC Sexies.
Jeez.
Well, that could get us into some trouble. The Phasmies? The Boozies? I don't know. Maybe we'll have a name competition on the Facebook page or something like that.
Yeah, I was thinking of something beer bar related.
Well, I mean, we have the Mayo King T-shirt. That may be a suggestion.
The Sakis.
You can pull an old WWE Mankind with Mr. Sacco.
Mr. Sacco. I like the coachies. Coaches Excellence in Podcasting Awards. What does that acronym out to?
Coaches Excellence or lack thereof in podcasting.
The CIPAs? Coach's Excellence in Podcasting Award. CEPAs. Oh God. Night, Eli.
Gotta acronym it.
Ooh. Coaches it's CEPAs. CEPAs. Oh no, that's terrible. CEPAs? That sounds like a venereal disease.
Mm-hmm.
I got a bad case of CEPA. We'll brainstorm. We'll do that. I'm not saying we're gonna do it, but if we are gonna do it, I will say the new guidelines will be this. We will create a voting Google Doc, and everyone vote for their favorite one. We're gonna take the top 5, and then the podcasting community will vote on the top 5. I'm not gonna leave it for open voting. That's just not fair.
Yeah. We could also do a parody of it and do like we instead of the best of everything, the worst of everything.
The worsties. Oh, Gordon could host it.
Gordon could host, but he's not going to be at Worlds.
He could host it from wherever No, this would be best if he hosted it from his phone on Google Hangouts. We'll just get a projector and put his face up. No. Oh, that's funny.
I mean, we could just give out awards of his picture.
We probably will do. I mean, there will be the Gordon Award, and we'll have individual awards, and we'll do that. But for the overall best in show stuff, it's going to be I will form a podcasting community selection crowd, and that will be the picking group, and it will be based on merit alone.
We have
not
3
volume.
weeks.
The worsties. Bestie idea ever.
I agree.
I agree. All right.
There we go.
I will say there will be a worsty award. If I don't do anything else, there will be a worsty award. Anything else you guys want to add for Worlds or just general before we wrap this baby up?
Went through a lot of stuff last week on the last shows.
You guys did go through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That episode should be out by now because that's like grade A content people should know before they go to Worlds.
Prime Worlds prep and what you should be practicing against and preparing for. Coach, how do you prepare for the celebrations and bar hopping of Worlds?
How do I prepare?
Yeah. How do you mentally and physically prepare yourself for all of the shenanigans?
Well, that's been a 37-year-long preparation right there. That's failing out of 2 colleges and going to Florida, and that's a lot of. I would say, well, to tell you the truth, the last Worlds I could not sleep from Tuesday because I was going to get up like 4 a.m. and drive to Worlds and then compete. Well, I couldn't sleep. So I ended up getting it up at about 1 a.m. and I drove to Minneapolis from then, and I got into Minneapolis about 5 and then realized that liquor stores and grocery stores they're not allowed to sell alcohol till 9. So I had to drive around for 3.5 hours sober. And then we tailgated at 9. The doors opened at 10. I drank all the way through my first round. Missed day 2 by 1 bad roll. And then went to the Beaver. And then from then on, it was just constant tailgating. So I didn't have to worry about playing. So I don't think I'm going to make the 1 a.m. drive this year. I think I'm going to actually go up Tuesday night, get some sleep, tailgate a little bit. So I'll go in with like a 2-beer buzz.
Okay.
And then I think that'll help. I think that'll help the dice roll.
Did you figure out the whole tailgating situation, though? I thought that was like not a thing.
Oh, that's where I cut out. Yeah, Timbo and I are at a crossroads. The city of Minneapolis is not cooperating. So We're just going to go on the top of the parking garage.
Mhm.
And if the cops kick us out, we'll just be back there next day. And if they just keep doing it, then someone needs to bail me out.
I don't want to
So-
have to be responsible for that.
So keep that Patreon money coming in, because that might come in really handy. Patreon update. I got all the templates in and shipping them out tomorrow. I know that doesn't mean a whole lot, but I got the list from everyone from the Patreon that is qualified for templates. And so if you get a message from me tomorrow, I seriously need an updated address, because not everybody on the Patreon page has an updated address. So, but if I have to tailgate like with a rolling cooler outside the door, and Matt Holland has to yell at me every 20 minutes, I'll be there. So count on it.
All right.
Tommy, anything short-winded for Worlds, or are you good?
Not really.
All right.
I'm good. Just gonna keep practicing. I got 2 more chances to practice some lists to try and narrow it down.
I do have one more thing. For everybody at Worlds that wants to come up and say hi to me while I'm playing a game, totally fine. Please do that. Come, because that's the easiest way to find where we are. Like any podcaster, it's the easiest place. You just look on and say, oh, they're at table this. Walk up, say hi, but don't expect a full conversation.
I would have to agree with that.
Same.
As much as I actually do want to chat with a lot of people, I actually think it's partially disrespectful to my opponent in the game.
That's the big one. I could care less how much time I take, but to my opponent, that's where it gets uncomfortable.
Yeah, it takes time out of their game. Granted, it may take some of your attention away from the game and maybe you mess up something, but it really is more about making sure you're like, hey, we get this game going so the opponent doesn't feel like we're slowing, doing anything to slow the game down. And on top of that, distracting from the game that doesn't it takes time away from it. It feels bad a little bit.
But at the same time,
definitely say hi and say where you're going to be in the next hour, right?
That's the biggest thing. Don't take it the wrong way. We're we don't want to talk to you, because I definitely want to talk to you, but just let me know where you're going to be at the end of the round.
Mm-hmm.
Just do that. Hey, I'm going to be over by the beer, or I'm going to be over here. I'll check you later. That's.
And if I don't think I'll be over there, I'll let you know. I'll be I'm actually going to be over here because I've already need to meet up with somebody.
And if I don't get you by the last round, just scream out as loud, do your best Zach Matthews. Say, Coach, you owe me a hug or something like that. And I will definitely find you after that.
I can't say the same for me, to be
don't
honest.
Do it for Topsky. Just for me. I'm a hugger, so.
No, I hug. I just don't know if you'll get a serious response if you just randomly yell my name, because I sometimes get really focused in games.
And if you do want to say come up, and if you want to sneak up on me and while I'm doing my dial, just cup your hand and whisper into my ear, the worst. I love your podcast. Stay on target. I'll give you mad props on that. That means you are watching, and I love my live listeners better than I love my my recorded listeners. Just kidding. I love you all equally, sort of. Shout outs. Let's do shout outs. Tommy, got any shout outs?
Tommy, did you mute yourself?
It sounds
I was having a coughing fit, so I.
Oh, good.
I got you. Good call.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Topsky, you go first.
All right, I'll go.
Let's let him regain his breath here.
Sure. I don't know if I actually technically shouted out, because last week would have been the week after my hyperspace trial that was hosted by Stomping Grounds and more predominantly our favorite Padre, Robert Monroe. who helped
Audrey!
put a lot of the prizes together. It was very well ran. I helped judge a little bit. Want to thank that store and Robert. I definitely made sure, and Robert was Robert was definitely, I could tell, very thankful for it, and also wanted to kind of take the spotlight off him because that's just how he is sometimes. But towards the end of, I think, day 1A or day 1B, I just said, hey, let's give a big hand to Robert for putting this all together and getting all this swag together, because he goes above and beyond on providing great prizes for the events. That it's not ever going to be only the prize kit. He deems that he deems that making it too easy and phoning it in for a store or someone hosting it. So definitely always appreciate his support for the community in our area and around the world, since he has recon specialist, which I still need to spend more time checking out when I can. That's it for me.
Tommy.
All right, it's all cleared up now.
Good.
All right, I want to give a shout out to Gordon, Mike, Charlie, and Jacob, all my local buddies, and then all the guys I play with locally. We had a nice round of tournaments past couple weeks, and we got our local hyperspace coming up too. So it's gonna be a fun time. And thanks to you guys, let me hop on again to talk about Epic.
You seem to have all the rules pretty well straight set up, so it helps.
I mean,
for sure.
It was kind of hectic with this with Wave 5 and then the rules reference. I got asked a ton of questions, and I ended up going over them with my last 2 events, all that I could. And I'm planning on doing that again with every time I see someone else new, because it's crazy. But, yeah.
Ryan.
What?
He's been on the show quite a bit.
Yeah.
I see where this is going.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Since
Chico doesn't show up anymore on the most part. It's been a while since we had a new co-host.
Jesus.
I knew this is where this was going to go at some point.
Coach,
this is when
he doesn't drink.
That's fine. You don't need a drink to be on the show. I don't think that's ever been I don't think it's ever been a prerequisite.
No, I'm not like super against it or anything. I just you just like randomly like, hey.
That's how I do it. That's how I do it. I did it with you too. I did it with Chico. That's how I do it. All right. The inner circle will deliberate, and we might have a new confirmed co-host of the OCX Radio Podcast Show. Maybe. Not getting your hopes up, Tommy.
I was gonna say you're like plucking him from Gordon. Like, what is Gordon gonna say?
Gordon is on a different level. Like, he's already a made man. Like,
no, I know, but I mean, like, what if Gordon wanted him on Stay on Target?
Is that still a podcast? Do they still do shows?
Dutch, the
Ryan's intern. That's true. One must enter, one man leave.
Hey, internship may be over, but I'm taking over as assistant manager.
You're already fucking. You think I'm the manager of this show? All right. So, maybe November could be a very special time in Tommy's life.
Jeez.
Come on, I gotta keep the show fresh a little bit. Throwing shit. I don't usually get you, Ryan, but I got you today. My shout outs are gonna go to Tommy. Thank you for being on the show and clearing up a bunch of this epic stuff for us. I'm gonna go with you got my vote. So I also want to give a huge shout out to Seth Repagan, who is my co-owner at OCX Games and Comics. I made the mistake of scheduling my hyperspace trial on the same day as the Iowa State game. Now, did I realize the game was going to go till 9 o'clock at night? No, it didn't. And was I going to skip out on the hyperspace trial to go watch the Iowa State game? Yes, I did. But I want to say one to Seth. He did a great job. He took the bull by the horns, but at the same time, he didn't really have much to worry about, because this is my one big shout out. The group we have here in Northwest Iowa is a very, very tight-knit group. It extends to Sioux Falls, Sioux City, Spencer, Orange City, Omaha. All of us play each other, and all of us know each other, and all of us have the same mentality when it comes to X-Wing. We still hold that fly casual, don't be a dick, the mentality that why am I blanking out his name? First world champion. Oh my God. Anyway, I'll think of it
I'm
in a second.
afraid to
Doug
say
Kenny?
who I'm
Doug
thinking
Kenny.
of.
Doug Kenny. There you go.
Okay,
Doug
yeah,
Kenny.
I was wrong. I
No,
was wrong.
Doug Kenny. Doug Kenny's philosophy is the bedrock that this community was built on. And in Northwest Iowa and the surrounding communities, we still hold that true. Whenever a question was come up, it was Seth had the answer, but if he didn't have the answer, nobody cared. If he was like, "Hey, does anyone have the?" It was a community thing. There was no arguments. There was a good conversation on anything that came up. Everyone was there just to have fun. I tried to make the best atmosphere I could, and I don't need to try that hard. All I need to do is put tables up for these guys, and they just love playing X-Wing. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who showed up to my hyperspace trial. I think everyone had a great day. Excuse me, a great day. Huge shout out to Matthew Schluter. Buddy, you drove 3.5 hours from Minneapolis. He's OCX through and through. He came down, hadn't won one yet. There's two really good guys here who already won a hyperspace trial. So all he had to do is make that top 4. But what I love about it was Derek Woltman, another big shout out. He has his ticket for Worlds, right? And he told Matt, he's like, I ain't going easy on you. You're going to have to earn this. And he earned it. And he won it. And Matt won the whole thing. It was a great day. I wanted him to win so bad. I mean, I wanted a bunch of guys to win it, but he drove the furthest. He had the most in the stake. He took a crazy good list. And Matt, good for you, buddy. I'm glad I'll see you at Worlds. Maybe not on the table, but I'll see you there. But Northwest Iowa's representing, guys. I just want to let you know we're going to be up there. The OCX locals will be there in force, and we got some competitors. So I'm really super hyped about this. Jordan, your group did great as well. I do want to give a shout out to Sir Georgie, who's in the chat right now. He's from Sioux Falls. He's been working his ass off to keep that group up in Sioux Falls going. I love seeing him every time he comes down. But it was a great day. Unfortunately I couldn't be there. But I try to make my pit stops in there. It was a great day. I think everyone had a great time. I will do better next year scheduling my Store Championship Prime Hyperspace System tournament, or whatever the hell they're going to call it next year. But
Prime.
Yeah. Prime, is that what it is? Primes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which sounds like it's a national level instead. The naming is
like
all confusing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I just want to again give a huge shout out to everybody who showed up to the tournament. We had 20 players, guys. We had really strong showing. I was hoping I wasn't going to get the because you're supposed to facilitate 64 players. I'm like, if I get 64 players, we're fucked. People going to be playing out in the streets. So, But we had a really strong group of 20. Like every one of those 20 players could have made it. But Matt flew very well. Everyone flew very well. I'm very happy to say that my hyperspace trial went off without a hitch. And I want to thank everybody who showed up. So,
Did you use Cryodex?
I used Cryodex. Why would I use anything else? And that is a message to everyone. I don't know to this day why you would use anything else than Cryodex. It's so simple. It's so easy.
I use the mobile version all the time for my local events.
Yeah.
I wish he would update that, but he said it's a lot harder for him to do that. So he doesn't do it as often. But
that's just because he's lazy.
Mm.
Anyway, I think that's what I got for shout outs. I know I'm missing somebody. I told him I was going to shout him out again. But I
should write it on your hand.
No, I got it. Jacob Lower, Omega Squadron podcast. Go check that out. He's trying it out. He's wading dipping his toe in the podcast community. He's a huge OCX guy, but he's going out on his own. So check Omega Squadron podcast out.
I do want to say about that as well, that the last episode they did was about the regional up in Illinois where he played at, and a lot of us were up there too. A lot of the Kentucky guys were up there too, and they did a battle rep basically for it. It was pretty good.
Well, there you go.
So I would check it out.
Another reason to check out Omega Squadron podcast.
That's the one that Chico ran. So.
Oh, and also another shout out to Jordan. Jordan actually put together an awesome chart or whatever, and it has from when they released the information of a new wave and when the actual wave came out. And he showed it to me at the hyperspace trial. It's super interesting. The release timeline. That's what it is. Georgie, you got to post that on the OCX Facebook page because that stuff is very cool. It is very interesting to see.
There have been a lot of people that come out with really cool and interesting metric data since 2.0 came out.
Oh, did they?
Oh, no, just in general. Overall, there's been a lot of good and interesting data made by the community. It's been great to have how Pink Squadron flow charts for factions and how they've been doing conversion rates, the pattern of releases, a bunch of stuff that a lot of people don't even think about. It's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Gordon had to correct me here. Thankfully.
You have a correction.
The Omega Squadron podcast is about the Muncie, Indiana regional. I feel like I have to correct that.
Yes.
Thank you, Gordon.
Yes. You don't need to say thank you, Gordon, on the show.
Well, he needs his shout out too.
You already shouted him out. He's fine.
You two shout out each other so many times.
All the time. All the time. Ridiculous.
Why don't you ever shout out Mikhail or French? Damn it. Both you two.
You know what? Well, we tried to get Mikhail and French on here without Gordon, didn't we? And Mikhail only showed up. French didn't.
I think so.
We got to get French on here. Tommy, work on that. That's your internship duty for next week.
Gordon has more contact with both of them, so you need to let him do that. I don't talk to him as much, either of them.
Maybe we'll see. All right, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any complaints or whatever, email them to ocxradio@gmail.com. I'll probably not read them, but just send them there anyway. Every once in a while, I'll check it. It's not too bad. I want to thank our guest / new intern, Tommy, the Invisible. You're going to have to get a fucking webcam. You're going to have to do that.
I do on my laptop, but it's like where I'm set up at, it won't look as good. So
you got all your dirty laundry hanging in the background, don't you? I get it. That's fine.
No, I'm literally laying in my bed here. So.
That's fine.
The angle, it would not be a very good picture of me right here.
It's sensual.
It's sensual. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. This is the OCX Radio Podcast live from downtown Orange City, Iowa. I am Aaron the Coach Kroll. This is OCX's legend Ryan Ontopsky.
Woo!
Yawning and wooing. And this is Tommy the Invisible Adams.
There will be Ric Flair woos at Worlds.
Yub nub.
Yup nub!
Yep, no.
Tommy's totally overstepping his bounds because the only one that does the yub nub. So check yourself, you intern, because you might get fired. Oh, I love it. All right. 250. Not bad. 2.5 hours. That'll work great. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering why we're still live, we're going to get into a little football talk.
And that's my cue to drop out. So
good night, Tommy.
See you guys.
Bye,
Tommy. Thank you for being on the show. Love you. Copy link. Where's Mike Gordon? Where is he? Where's McGordon? McGordon at? There he is.
Oh man, it's paying off. As soon as Gordon gets in here, I get to break the news.
Oh, news?
I mean, apparently it was posted 5 hours ago, so it might not be too much news.
Well, we're going to first of all see. Well, you had Gordon on the show last week, didn't you?
Yes.
Did you add him in before or after you started the show?
I think a bit after.
Because remember, last time we try to get Gordon in here, as the show already started, like we ran into that whole fucking he couldn't hear me and you couldn't hear. It was just frustrating. So we'll see if he got his shit turned out.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure last week we yelled at him because he said he's in IT and he was trying to figure this all out. And like 15 minutes in, he was like, I'll just go get my other computer. And we're all just sitting there like, why didn't you do this in the first place?
Protest from Patrick. I want Gordon to do his own episode. 3 exclamation marks. I don't care if he copy pastes this section, but I want content. Well, that could be interesting.
Because
Gordon, click the link. God damn it.
I think he's probably getting all his stuff together.
Oh, he's got sheets. Oh, big shout out to Dutch. Your Broncos gave me a little bit of worry. A little bit. Like that much.
Hey, you know what the Broncos have in common with the Steelers? They're both 0-3.
Yeah, but haven't the Steelers
two people in the chat?
Haven't the Steelers also played 3 other really good teams?
49ers,
good. Patriots, good.
And Seahawks,
good. So there you go. You've also played we're sitting here like.
But the Seahawks was in Pittsburgh though. It wasn't.
Yeah,
in
but that
Seattle.
was post Ben going down, wasn't it?
Ben went down in the middle of that game.
Oh, okay. So he went down middle of the game.
Middle-ish. I don't know exactly when.
Like the only saving grace I can say about the Packers right now is that we have beaten 3 really, really good defenses.
Granted, the Broncos have lost to the Bears and the Packers, but they did also lose to the Raiders in Oakland.
But that was a weird game, wasn't it?
Vegas yet? Or they're still in Oakland?
Yeah, they're still in Oakland. This is the last year.
I don't think it's gonna work in Vegas.
Oh, I think they're gonna get so many fly weather fans like you can't believe. Like Vegas flights are so cheap. So cheap. Like they're never gonna have a home crowd. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like if Packers play the Raiders, I am definitely paying for a $60 flight to Vegas and a $60 ticket to go watch the Packers Raiders in Vegas, where I can also go golf in the winter and spend copious amounts of money playing craps. Like, done. Easy. The problem is they're not gonna have their fan base that they used to have. Like, it's gonna suck for them, but
Gordon.
hey, Gordon, can you hear all of us? And can we
Yay.
hear all of Gordon?
Yes.
I am Legion. Oh, you're not even gonna post your sad sack Steelers picture? Oh, I'll have to find. I'll have to. Diablo 3.
Coach, Coach, make sure you add his audio to the thing and you hit send to live. Audience can't hear.
Oh, that's a shame.
How about that?
We'll find out in a moment. I just realized the Dolphins have a total points that they've scored this year in 3 games of 16. It's really bad.
Gordon, can
Yes,
the
sir.
world hear you?
I don't know. Guys, can you hear me?
Dutch say they can hear him.
Okay, good.
We fixed
Thumbs
it.
up.
All I care about is if Dutch can hear me. Patrick, screw that guy. But Dutch can hear me. There we go.
I swear to God, if we get above 20 people watching.
I know, right? 17 while it's X-Wing. But football.
My 5th round investment in fantasy into Melvin Gordon might be finally paying off.
I think someone just the other day just dropped him, and I already put in a claim on the waivers going, oh, I think he's coming back in 2 weeks.
Well, like NFL's Facebook says breaking. Chargers running back Melvin Gordon plans to report to the team Thursday.
Oh, my God. Not 2 weeks. Thursday.
Ooh.
Thursday.
Okay.
Ooh.
Wow.
Like,
all right.
Today, technically.
So let's structure this baby. One, let's go around the horn on our feelings about our teams as of now.
Oh, jeez.
And we'll start with me.
Don't you dare OGs. I got the bigger OGs.
We'll start with me, the true 3-0 undefeated team. Packers play fucking second Thursday night. What the fuck is this? First of all. But I'm okay.
You then get 10 days after that. Come on.
It's the Eagles. Beat up secondary. The problem is Jesus, our fucking offense sucks.
But
our defense is awesome.
It's just awesome, exactly.
Our defense is
how the hell did that change?
I know.
Last year was nothing like that.
We opened up the purse strings and we got rid of the Packer mindset where it's like we're only going to draft players and bring them up from the ranks. Like we went, no, fuck that. We're gonna go. We're gonna let go of some marquee players: Matthews, Cobb, Clinton Dix. Believe me, that freed up some room. We went and got the Smith twins. We got, oh my God, the defense is fucking awesome. The green machine is here, and it's going to be great. The problem is
the lowest points against in the entire league right now.
It's fucking fantastic. And everybody laughed at me when I took the Packers defense in the 5th round. I'm like, duh, yeah.
Okay, yes, you're a moron for taking any defense in the 5th round, you idiot. You could have gotten them in the 16th because no one saw it coming.
I know, but my dark horse isn't turning out to be a dark horse in the 6th round. So,
What's your dark horse?
Jake Camaro.
Because how much he talked him up, right?
Yeah, they talked him up a lot.
I feel stupid for grabbing Camaro as my last pick in a lot of drafts because he's going to be a hookup if you heard what he had to say.
So you and I fell for the same fucking thing.
Exactly. We fell for the same thing.
Fuck me.
Never listen to preseason press whatever.
Nope. It's fucking bullshit.
Yep.
Fucking bullshit.
Yep.
But I'm not saying we can't lose to the Eagles tomorrow night, but I'm going to go with the probable no, which puts us at 4-0 going into Dallas.
Ooh.
Now, Dallas hasn't played jack fucking shit anyone this season.
That's not. No.
Let me confirm that.
You're going
haven't.
in. It doesn't matter, dude.
Yeah, Jesus. They
They played no one.
played the
Okay.
Giants, Redskins, Dolphins.
Exactly.
That is kind of
That's
a one.
that's the
But-
dream lineup right there.
So they are facing the Saints this week, though.
What is the defining characteristic of a championship team?
Not defense.
They beat who they're supposed to beat.
Yes, exactly. We're winning. We're not winning like I think we would win, but I don't care. I'm actually a defense guy, so I'm super fucking pumped right now. I love the fact that Aaron Rodgers is taking a step down and like, oh, I can't score 45 points a game. I'm like, yeah, that's right, old man. Fucking get your shit figured out.
Well, from a real football perspective, that's good. It's what they needed. You shouldn't always have to rely on Aaron Rodgers to be a hero every game. From a fantasy perspective, I am pissed.
Oh, I bet. Did you pick him up?
No.
Oh.
But I've got players in that system, and they're not doing what they used to do.
Who do you got?
I'm sorry, Devontae Adams?
Oh.
Where was he last? Oh, what do you mean? Where was he last weekend?
No, there was nothing happened last weekend.
He was my first round pick in that league.
Ooh.
Why?
Because
Why?
there I am at the back end of the draft, and the top two receivers are off the board. Who do you take next?
How big of a
Right.
league do you
A
have?
running back?
That was a 12 team.
A running back.
You take a running back.
Okay, if you were paying attention to drafts this year, running backs went 1 through 6 with the exception of DeAndre Hopkins and then gosh, it was at that time it was either between
Odell.
well, maybe it was it was revolving every week. It seemed between Odell or Julio or Michael Thomas.